Child, Legion should have never brought his tail out here. Like for what? Today we are going to be reacting to an interview done by Simply Wavy, child, about Legion. Now, unfortunately, I'm having difficulties using my presentation in StreamYard. So, honey, we're going old school style tonight because this is our live watch party talking all things Legion's interview with Simply Wavy, his denial, the diversion of it all. And child, we ain't even going to talk about the delusions. Y'all ready to go old school and do a reaction on this? Let's do it.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop.
auntie that
You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Auntie's advice, sweet old auntie. Auntie's advice. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, hello, everybody, and this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. As you all know, I usually use my presentation button in order to do these reaction videos and these watch parties. But for some reason, I'm having some issues. So y'all, we going old school like in the back in the day when we first started doing YouTube, okay? I have my mic on. I'm hoping that you all can hear me. There's going to be times when I'm probably going to be fumbling and bumbling around, but we all family up in this month, okay? And we're going to make it do what it do. Now, I reached out to Simply Wavy this morning and was like, look, I saw your interview with old boy, and I wanted to know, whether or not I could have permission to do a reaction video to it. And he was like, absolutely, go ahead on and do it. I said, okay, we're going to get down with the get down as we watch this. Y'all, let me tell you, I don't know if you all have seen it. I'll make sure I put Simply Wavy downtown in the description box. But y'all, if y'all have not seen this interview, okay, with this mofo, y'all gonna be shocked as I don't know what. I could not believe what I was looking at or anything. Like, I couldn't believe it. Lisa, this is my little Nike. My little Nike. Thank you. Every time I wear this, everybody like it. I could not believe the delusion. And you know what? I give my hat off to you, Simply Wavy, because you kept your face straight. Your mic was shaking a little bit now. Your mic was shaking with some of his answers. But to keep a straight face and be able to consistently ask him these questions when you knew he was, well, I don't know if you knew, but when honey, I saw him and he looked like he was lying his ass off. It's unbelievable. I always say that a person who immediately got an answer for everything is lying about everything too. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go out here, and I'm going to tell you right now, y'all go head on in the comment section. Make sure you don't use all caps, right? Because YouTube does not like all caps. Neither does myself or Ray Della. So if you want to get your point across, putting all caps out there is not the way to do it, right? We are all a family. You will be seen and you will be heard. Now, if you want to move to the front of the line, right, and you really, really want your comment to be read by me and to be seen by me, you are more than welcome to Super Chat. Everything, that I receive in Super Chat goes back out to the members who are in need. Okay, so I just want to thank you in advance. But I'm not going to be, really looking at it, really looking at the comments and stuff like that. I will try my best as we go through this. Now, y'all going to have to be here for the long haul because this video is 2 hours long. I am going to speed it up, okay? I'm going to speed it up on here. Now, those people that are downtown in the comment section with the green, they are family. They are a reflection of me, right? I'm hoping that they don't, cut up real bad. But those are the members of Auntie's Advice, right? If you need any help, Raydella is in blue. She has a wrench. She is the moderator. So if, you have anything, y'all, let's just have fun. Let's have a healthy discussion about it, whether or not we agree or we disagree. Let's do it respectfully over to here downtown at the Auntie's Advice. All right, so here we go, old school. The name of this video by Simply Wavy is Interview with Legion addressing Ressa Tessa's Who the Did I Marry? Okay, so let's get it on. And I am going to be pausing throughout this video. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Let's do it.
She wants to live a bigger life than I was planning on living. What are you putting into this? Her car that she was driving at the time was trash. What happens if I lose my job? I get sick. I get this. I get that. You spend money every day you step out the door.
He's telling the family that I stole his money.
I'm trying to be financially smart because you just go out and spend and spend and spending and you only putting a quarter back.
She said, one thing you need to know about Legion. She said, whatever he tells you, it is a lie.
Yeah.
That's not it. And she did it for likes.
I thought I knew, but I truly had no idea. Who the fuck I married?
That's the name of his channel.
And opinions expressed in this video do not reflect upon the host. This is a direct reflection of Jerome McCoy, aka Legion's point of view. From the time of this video, any physical evidence to confirm or deny this story has yet to be disclosed. Jerome was interviewed several times as new information was released. Today's a very special day.
Hi, my name is Jerome McCoy. Y'all been saying Legion or what name that Teresa decided to give me, whatever. I'm only here, honestly, because I didn't see the stories until like part 20. And a good friend was like, hey, it's your ex-wife. And she on here, she bashing you or whatnot. And I didn't know nothing about it. I literally still haven't watched a lot of it. I just paid attention to like the footnotes. Somebody like watched the whole thing and gave me like a microcosm.
Look straight in the camera.
Because they knew it wasn't true. And then I honestly wasn't going to respond. Nobody said anything to me. Only when I got family members getting harassed, my godmom at work.
Boy, let me tell you something.
Coming up to her, and then my niece couldn't
hold on
because of it. Got another niece that had to
pause, bitch.
Atlanta. Her parents came back home, her mom, because of all this. So for me, when I heard about it, I was going to ignore.
Now, if this motherfucker ain't got a mean sideline ass eye, that eye is going everywhere but on this damn camera that he's looking into. That's the number one way to know that a motherfucker is telling a whole ass lie. A whole lie. Now, I'm hoping that y'all can hear it. Raydella, I'm hoping you hear me. Raydella, can you hear it? Or do I need to try to turn the mic up? I'm scared to turn it up because I don't want a whole bunch of feedback. But Raydella, can you clearly hear? Kevin, you see the eye is sitting. Okay, thank you, Giselle. Thank you. Yes, I can hear. Okay. He's lying from the giddy up, even with the announcement of his name. Then this bitch is going to sit out here and talk about he didn't look at it. Bitch, everybody looked at it. Even the president looked at it. Who ain't been looking at who the fuck did I marry? We all been looking. So you know he lied. And then he can't keep his eyes straight. Y'all pay attention to his fat ass. And I tell you what, he done gained all that weight back. That bitch ain't an extra large no more. He about a 3, 4, 5X bitch all up in the chest. Now, I don't know what he looking at down on the waistline and up around the midsection. But bitch, he the show got to eating again. Whoever the hell he with, they feeding his ass. Okay, let's go.
Still ignore it because it didn't bother me. But then I heard the unfortunate story about the gentleman with the same name, his house being vandalized and then people harassing him, and then another gentleman with the same name. I think that I'm not mistaken. I think somebody on the road they took a shot at him.
A shot.
For that reason, I said, all right, let me come put a stop to some of this. Some of the people that I went to school with, good friends of mine, got getting harassed. And I got friends of mine getting harassed. I got my brother, you know, he had to make a statement for his job. And even I had to go to workplace and make a statement.
Ray Della, can you hear? I'm hearing people say, turn the phone up. The phone ain't going up no louder. Ray Della, can you hear what he is saying? You can hear it, and you can hear it clearly. Okay, thank you, Shayla. Thank you, Elle. Okay, so if you're on the receiving, okay, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, y'all. Okay, thank you, Fergie. Thank you, it's Michelle. Okay, okay. So if you can hear quietly, turn up your device on your end. I apologize. For some reason, it is not allowing me to do presentations, okay? And that's usually what I do over here. So I know somebody that's coming in here that ain't never been here before, probably like she ghetto as hell. But when StreamYard works, it's wonderful. When StreamYard doesn't work, it ain't. And we ain't going to miss talking about this, waiting on StreamYard to be fixed. We doing it old school, old style, okay? Now, I know I'm louder, okay? And I'll try to, okay, I'll try my best. I usually have a little speaker, but I don't know what I did with my speaker. So that usually helps out a whole lot. I don't know where it is. I had it and then I don't because I be moving and shifting stuff around. So hold on for a minute. Let me see if I put it over here. Hold on, y'all. Because I just had the damn speaker. Hold on. I want to make y'all happy. I just don't know where the hell I put it. You know how you put your stuff up trying to make sure you know where it is the next time you need it? Well, guess what? Here's the next time that I need it and don't know where the hell it is. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can find that speaker. Because that will help y'all out some. Hold on. God dang it. All right, y'all. Y'all going to have to do what I got. I'm giving you the best that I got, baby. I bet everything on my cell phone. I'm giving you the best that I got. I can't find it. I put it up. I don't know what I did with it. But so we're going to roll. Thank you so much for your patience. We're going to roll with what we got. Okay? All right, let me turn it back on. We're going to make it do what it do. We're going to make it do what it do.
And find out what was going on and then get legally covered before I jump on camera, start talking loose like some people doing. A lot of things had to come in place for me to jump on here. And then the funny part in between that, I see ex-girlfriends that I ain't talked to in forever, ex-wife that I mean, and it's crazy because I'm like, what?
When he told me this, I was in the kitchen laughing. Allegedly, your ex-wife came out and did a 50-part series on TikTok about what transpired in y'all's relationship and all the horror stories and all these things that she felt like, she needed to come out and say. First things first, I just wanted to ask, explain the conditions and how you guys met, about the apartment, studio apartment, the money situation and the job.
I met her. I was doing a work thing. And after work, everybody wanted to get together to eat. I mean, we had like one of the most stressful weeks at my job that we could possibly have. So we all was like Cheesecake Factory. You in Atlanta, you know anything about Atlanta, everybody go to Cheesecake Factory. Me, it's my favorite restaurant. Don't eat there too much, you're gonna get fat. But I mean, it's a good place to eat. We all went there to eat, honestly. I was there. She was there with two of her roommates. We met. She seemed honestly like a really nice girl, nice lady, honestly, very funny, really smart. We exchanged numbers and we decided to meet back there a week later. The next week, I actually could not meet her back there because, again, I had work.
Look at the camera.
A week after that, she called me up. We was like, Cheesecake Factory, cool. So I was on my way to meet her there. She called me on the phone, said that she had a problem with her tire. After what was going on, she said she had a piece of metal in it or something. She put some air in it and was on the way and was going to meet me. Then she called me like 20 minutes later and said she couldn't do it. She couldn't meet me because of the tire and she needed help.
Boom, and I lost control of my car. Did not crash, but my tire blew out. I said, I got to get this fixed. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm a damsel in distress kind of thing.
She didn't have roadside assistance or anything like that. So I was like, all right, cool. And I was just going to go and be done with it. But something in me said, hey, don't leave a woman on the side of the road. Like, my dad was real big on, you can help. So I was like, all right, cool. Tell me where you at.
Who likes him?
Boom, she sent me location. Long story short, I went, helped her get her tire fixed. Went to a tire place, guy I know and love. He fixed the tire. Really didn't charge me much of anything. I paid for the tire. And we ended up going to dinner after that. We talked, hit it off. And we ended up spending almost 24 hours together just talking. Really.
That ain't what she said.
She interests me because she is like highly intelligent.
What?
Teresa, not stupid by any means.
Okay.
So that's how I got started, honestly.
I thought they met on the dating site.
And I was very open about what was going on with me, which was nothing, but I just worked way too much at that time.
Look at the fucking camera.
Anybody, you just trying to make money. Back then, my motivation was I just want to make as much money as possible. I had nothing to tie me into anything other than just, get some money.
We both had established we were dating for marriage. It was a good vibe. We sat in his car and he played this song for me by John Legend. John Legend was talking about, I think I met my wife tonight. And I thought it was a sign. So I was like, oh.
That was how I got started. After
all right, y'all.
Weeks of talking.
Pause. We're going to speed this up, okay? Now, y'all really going to have to pay attention because we about to speed this up. We don't have this to do tonight. We ain't got 2 hours to sit out here. Well, no, we got 2 hours. But we ain't got 2 hours and me commentating in the middle of it. So let's speed this up. I'm going to speed it up to 1 to 5. Let's see.
Dating. Again, she grew on me as any relationship like somebody. She came to the studio apartment a couple times. I've been to her house a couple of times. Now, friends of mine I work with, we talked about her and they advised me, hey, this Atlanta, be careful because you make things you don't want to end up just in a situation where you end up paying for stuff and doing stuff. I was raised where, man, you try to take care of you one of the best you can do. I mean, I'm a car.
Like he an honorable mother.
So for me, she had a problem with her car. I help her. And over the coming weeks, she had a lot of problems with the Nissan Rogue she was driving. So I helped out. I wasn't gonna have a
He act like he
to work a couple days just to get some stuff fixed on it, because I know guys work on cars and I know a lot. So just to get that situation in a better position, then the relationship grew. And then the pandemic hit.
But everything was going great. The issue was, where are we going to quarantine? When he came to my house, I had a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome. He was in a studio. I was like, he kept telling me, like, this is temporary because I'm looking for a house. Like, he showed me the email from a woman who worked at the company. She was putting him in contact with a realtor to help him find a townhome or a single family house.
So the apartment is just the apartment I lived in during the week doing work. I lived other side of Atlanta. So for me, going to the house, this was 5 minutes versus driving an hour and 10 minutes with traffic
bitch
to my house.
bitch.
You already had a house? Yeah. So that wasn't mentioned in the story. I don't know if you know that, but
yeah, I know.
But yeah, she said that all you had was the studio apartment. So you had a house and a studio apartment.
Yep, stayed in a studio apartment.
Man, you lie.
Because traffic in Atlanta is horrible. Trying to get home.
Man, you dead. You lying. Now I live in DC. And you can get on the train and be an hour. What? You can get on the train and be an hour. Ain't nobody gonna buy no place, rent a place, at two different locations because you gotta commute. Most of the people that are in the DC area use public transportation. You talk about something unreliable, then your ass got to get on the train. You got to hope that the train don't stop your ass down in the tunnel for 55 minutes, bitch. Okay, talk about a martyr. Okay, no shade. They do what they do, but it always be some. Yes, Kevin. Kevin said he a whole ass lie. This look like a man. Hold on, bitch. This don't even look like a man that live in 2 locations in the same city. Bitch, what? Nobody believe in that bull. Are you fucking kidding me? He don't even look like he would spend a dime. He got a damn near white beater on, sitting up on somebody's YouTube interviewing. And he look like he got a skull cap on. The fuck? Like we believed it. Did we believe that? Hell no, we didn't. I gotta see if my presentation is working.
I'm not comfortable with buying a house with you just yet. I'll sublease my house out, and we can live, somewhere, or you can do something different. We can do something else. What she didn't do, and this was the first red flag for me, is she signed a 2-year lease at that house in Riverdale, and she ain't tell me anything.
Wait a minute, bitch. We missed something. Hold on, y'all. We missed something out of this bull. Hold on. We missed something because
like I said, she knew about my house, and then.
Oh, hold on, y'all. This thing is messing up.
Yeah, we were talking. Boyfriend. Have to drive home, make that drive.
All right, here we go, y'all. I'm sorry. Old school. This how we doing it until I'm gonna check midway through and see whether or not my presentation is working, and then we gonna go presentation. Y'all, thank you for your patience and your motherfucking kindness. Okay, because we gonna have to do it this way for right now. Now, this month, if you're just getting here, hi, welcome. Go ahead on and hit like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Make sure you get downtown in the comment section and have your say, speak your speech, talk your okay? Now, the people that you see in green, they're members of Auntie's Advice, okay? They are the people who got my back. They got my front. They on the side, and we like-minded, okay? We getting ready to listen to the books, okay? So I'm sorry that we doing this old school because my presentation ain't working. But, bitch, I'm going to go halfway through this. We're going to go through. Now, I've sped it up to 1.25. If y'all need me to speed his slow talking, dragging ass up a little faster, we could do that too. All right, let's go. But now, right now, he's lying and saying that he's got 2 apartments because he live on one side of Atlanta, and then to go to the other side of Atlanta, it's taking his ass, okay, an hour. So he decided he gonna get 2 properties, but he's sitting up here with a janky ass cross around his neck, a scully or something up on his goddamn head, and got on a t-shirt. And you mean to tell me that you the type of mofo, okay, on your down day, bitch, on your down day, that you are sitting up here, you representing a month that can afford 2 apartments? Bitch, bye. We ain't got it to do.
like Duluth area. So if you don't look on the map, Duluth and Douglasville is far, and Clayton County, Riverdale is farther. So it was easier for me to get the studio apartment, be there during the week, because I would be at work sometimes 8 o'clock, and then having to drive home, get up, make that drive. The studio.
He ain't even clean shaven.
We all did the same thing. We all rented out of this building because it was easier for a lot of us.
I did not realize inviting him to my home probably made his eyes go, "Oh shit, she's a keeper. She got this 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhouse
that you was renting,
like a little studio. Yeah, let me go ahead and pursue this. What I need to do to quarantine here."
So I heard in the story where she said that we quarantined together during the pandemic.
Okay, I thought he listened.
I need to clear that up because during the pandemic, like we're Zooming and we FaceTime. And I got her into using Apple products, iPhone, and we FaceTime during the pandemic. She worked from home. I still had to get up and go to work. And because people at my job were coming down with COVID left and right, I didn't think it was a good idea for us to physically see each other because COVID in Atlanta was horrible. The city was shut down.
It was horrible everywhere, motherfucker.
So our job had to apply for us to be able to be out in the morning. So I would have to get up in the morning time, go to work, and come home. I don't want to be around somebody. I'm around people all day long that've been out in the community moving around. So if I got sick, I'm gonna get her sick. So during the pandemic, when she said that we were together, yeah, we were talking, boyfriend and girlfriend, but we were not in the same house together.
Oh, what?
Almost 5.5 months that I didn't physically see.
Now, y'all,
like
hold
I
on.
didn't spend any time in the house with her because I didn't want to get her sick.
Let me see if I can do my presentation, y'all. Hold on. Because, see, we ain't got this to do. This some bullshit because I got to pause too much for the cause. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get my presentation working. Wait a minute, y'all. Bear with me. Because please let this daggone thing work. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can get it to work. Hold on. All right. Okay. Hold on. Cross your fingers, your toes too. In the meantime, thank you so much, Tanya Lewis, for the $19.99 super chat. He's a shifty eyes mug. Okay. And I know you want to say something else. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Look like I got this to work. Hold on. Let me speed it up. Playback. 125. Let me see.
I got sick.
So y'all weren't quarantined together?
No.
I didn't want to quarantine by myself. So he moved in. We talked about the bills. Let me clear something up that I said in the other video where I said he paid all the bills. He paid all the household bills. He did not pay my car payment, my cell phone, or my car insurance. He paid the rent because my rent at the time was less than $1,000. When he's telling me that he's a regional manager, I was like, wow, okay, so you got money.
So when you first met her, do you feel like it started off about money?
No, absolutely not.
I was gonna say, because like when you were talking about the job and everything like that, it was just casual conversation. It wasn't like, hey, look, I got all these big things coming up, and this is what my situation is now, but this is what it's gonna be. You don't think that like none of that played into y'all's relationship at first?
No, I mean, I told her in the beginning my job was demanding at times, and it was. And then I did charity work on top of it, and it was something that I wanted to do. My grandfather used to do it, and he got me into it. A guy that two gentlemen that are not my brothers, but I call them my brothers a long time ago.
You one of them play brother type of ninjas.
Both of them like just looked out for me, and because when my father died, they just stepped in like father figures, but they're like big brothers to me.
Is it lips ashy or no?
And they did some of the same charity work, so I just wanted to lend a hand and help them help people, and it's just something good to do. Ain't nothing better than helping people who need it.
I am not, this is where it's not gonna make me look good, but it's the truth. It was intoxicating to not have to worry financially about how to pay the bills. It was a wonderful feeling. And so I kind of pushed to the side the fact that, yeah, you shacking up, because it's like, but your paycheck, you don't have to worry right now. Like he's taking care of all of April's bills before April even comes, because this was still March. And then we had a conversation about house.
Was there a turn? Was there a certain point where you were like, okay, I'm noticing she's starting to be on edge about stuff?
I told her in the beginning pretty much everything about me, and I told her there's certain things I wasn't going to discuss with her because I felt like as a girlfriend.
Y'all, can y'all talk to somebody with shifty ass eyes like this? I can't do it. Like if your eyes are shifting left and right, and I mean, you know, if your eyes is at the club and your face is at a funeral, I can't compute. I can't make the two make sense. Okay, because those two things can't be the same at the same time. So what the hell is going on? Why is his eyes so shifty? Look at the camera. You sitting in the comfort of your own home, even though it looked raggedy than a mother back there. It looked like something out of the 60s bedroom, especially that door. I don't know what the hell that is hanging up off the door. But anyway, I digress. But why is his eyes shifting back and forth like this? I ain't never seen nobody talk that's talking to you that is not talking to you.
Not your business. How much money I make?
Oh.
Not your business. My exact finances, not your business. She knew for a fact I had money because, again, I bought dinner. I did everything. The first time we went out, yeah, she paid for hers. I paid for mine. After that, she didn't buy another meal.
For the whole time y'all were dating?
Yeah, no, never again. Never paid for food again. Never. And that's fine because. So you's a fat boy and you pay for food. Who gives a fuck? Let's beat him up, shall we? Oh yes, we shall. Kind of guy I am essentially. If I ask you on a date, obviously I'm paying. That's how I feel. I know somebody gonna be like, no, man, I'm cutting it down the middle. No, honestly, if I ask you out, then I have full intention of I'm taking care of dinner. One of the reasons I did pay for everything other than that is she had told me about her job, her financial situation with student loans. She was very open because she told me about the Nissan Rogue that she was driving. She actually showed me the loan paperwork. And I read over it, and I saw that, she was paying a very high interest rate on a truck that really wasn't worth it. I mean, she was getting paid. She was paying 3 times what the truck was worth. Not to mention paying student loans, getting up, going to work every day. And actually, like some of the supplies for her job, she was buying herself.
This is when he showed me a letter from Chase with the Chase logo at the top, stating that he had been approved for a mortgage for a $750,000 mortgage or $750,000 house. Okay. So he was like, we can't go over $750,000. And I said, I remember asking him, can you afford the mortgage on a $750,000 house? Because I know I can. This is when he explains to me, I told you how I played arena football. I invested my money really well.
What was going on with the housing situation? With the cash offer? Like, was the proof of funds?
I told her she wanted, because like I said, she knew about my house and then hers. She wanted to, and this is after we got married.
And again, this is April 2020.
So wait a minute. When did he stop living in the 2 apartments? He said 5 months. She said the next day, bitch. She said he came and he ain't never go home. So that's already a conflict right there. But I have yet to hear when he got rid of both of the places. And if she was living in Riverdale, isn't that further out than where his studio apartment was? Oh my God.
Time he was my boyfriend. His whole attitude was, you're gonna be my wife, happy life. And the home was listed, I believe, roughly 400 and something thousand. He's telling me he put an offer in. I need to clarify some things he told me and the things that I actually saw.
She wanted to get a house that we both could live in together. I told her, we looked at her credit, we looked at mine. When we looked at her credit, it wasn't good. So I talked to a financial advisor I know, and my brother, Miguel. He's not my blood brother, but he, like I told you, he gave me some good advice. He said, listen, bro, you want to go into a house with this woman, I'm advising you not to do it, but if you want to do it, she don't have the capital. So what you're going to have to do is it's going to be you. So if you put her on the loan, you're going to pay more. So you might as well just put yourself on there and take care of everything. And you can put her name on the house as just someone living there. So when we talked about it, she agreed to it. But we were still into this marriage. And I told her, I'm not comfortable with buying a house with you just yet. I'll sublease my house out, and we can live, somewhere, or you can do something different. We can figure something out. What she didn't do, and this is the first red flag for me, is she signed a 2-year lease at that house in Riverdale, and she didn't tell me anything about it. The only way I found out about it, because I asked her, because it was coming close to the time to renew the lease. She said, I already signed a 2-year lease. Why would you do that?
In October, we looked at another house. This house was in Marietta. Absolutely gorgeous. It was gorgeous. I want to say that the house was about $700,000. I really like the house. I could see myself living there. I could see myself cooking there. And so subsequently, my ex-husband put in an all-cash offer on that house. I watched him put an all-cash offer in on the house.
So at that point, for me, like I told her, my house, I'm not getting rid of that, because for me, I just didn't want to, honestly. No side story. I just didn't want to. And I went to her like, well, we can live out here. She got an aunt that was living in like Dallas, Georgia. And I'm like, we'll be closer to her if you want to go out there and see your little cousin or your grandfather or something like that. So we left the situation up in the air. All this looking at houses, she went and looked at a couple of houses. I looked at 2 houses where her, I liked both of them. Both prices were a little, needed to be negotiated. But at the time, they wanted to give her a promotion at GSP. And I'm like, why don't you just take the promotion? Because then you can start paying down some of the student loan. I'll help you do that. Let's get your credit up here so that we can go into this house together. Because if I go into it by myself, I don't have a problem doing that, but we got to clean your credit up because we're married. And that means your credit is my credit. So let's get that cleaned up. She wanted to push to get out of that house. And I said, if you want to get out of the house, you're moving up here where I'm at. But again, buying a house, your credit's not high. It just didn't make sense. Let's get your debt down. Anybody buying a house, this. Your credit bad, you ain't buying no house. If your credit good and the person's credit not so good, you're going to pay more because the person on the loan's credit isn't stellar. And I was trying to help her get that together.
As far as the loan, what made her look for these high houses for $700,000, $600,000 if she didn't have no credit for that?
I didn't tell her to look for a $600,000, $700,000 house. That's a question for her. I don't know. I told her, I don't care if we are in Atlanta. The house that I lived in Douglasville, I got at an auction, and I only paid $125,000 for.
Okay, can you identify who the person is? Can you identify who the person is? Can you identify who the person is for me, Rokia? Because if Raydella ain't catching them, I'll catch them. What's the username? Please let Raydella know who it is. Thank you. Because we like peace over here.
For a house that's probably around $210,000, $230,000 house. So $600,000 house, I'm like, I'm not going in with that and your credit like this because we're gonna be paying forever, or I'm gonna be paying forever.
But what I'm trying to figure out, so was the Chase loan, like the approval of the $700,000, was that a real thing?
I never went to my bank and needed to get approved for a loan.
I think the part that was just kind of unclear is that the money was there though. You're saying like the proof of fund, like when you were going to pay for the house in cash, was that even a thing?
I wasn't going to pay for the cash. I was going to go ahead and get a loan and finance the house. I wasn't about to go spend $750,000.
Okay, why would you say you did a cash offer?
Because honestly, I had told her before, the budget for finding a house, we don't need to be over $340,000. She started looking at houses that high.
Was the proof of funds ever an issue?
No, because I never gave it to the realtor because all we did was look at houses and I didn't commit to anything because again, I told them solely we're just looking right now. And the 2 realtors that we dealt with, they understood that and they were fine. There was a guy and another lady that she kept dealing with outside of me knowing, and she take me to a house, they showed me, and then they wanted all this financial information. And I was like, we haven't discussed this yet.
Because right then you were just looking.
Yeah, because you wake up on a Saturday and say, I got an appointment at 12:30. I'm gonna go look at this house. And I'm meeting these realtors and they telling me, oh, your wife contacted us and they, this is that and the third. And I said, again, we're not committing to anything yet. And they understood that because I said, right now, her credit is here, mine is here. Like I said earlier, I got to get her here. So when we go into this house, because if I go into the house and I'm buying it myself, can you really say it's your house? You got to help me here.
When something didn't sit right, I would verbally record it in the audio diary because I was like, I don't know what it is, but there's something.
You said she had access to the account. She said the only thing that she saw was screenshots of like the account.
Yeah, access to the 2 accounts I let her know about. I had 5 altogether, but she had access to them. She had access to those 2 accounts because I bled money into those accounts. Paycheck, and then I bled money in if needed be. She was able to go to the bank, buy what she wanted when she wanted to buy it.
He came to me a few days after we started our first counseling session, and he was like, we should get a joint bank account. So now he's suggesting, look, we're married now, let's go ahead and get a joint account. I wasn't necessarily against it because I knew that I would still have my own account. I would still have my own savings. So what I countered with was, okay, let's take a look and see what we're working with. Show me your checking. Let's look at each other's accounts. So he shows me his checking account. His checking account available balance was just over $9,600. Mine was just over $1,500, so there was a huge disparity in the amounts. I logged into my savings. I showed him how much I had in savings. He logged into his phone, logged into his Chase savings.
Okay.
In the Chase savings, it was roughly about $15,000. But I also knew that he told me he had a U.S. bank savings and he had an offshore savings. So at this point in time, I asked him, show me the U.S. bank savings, show me the other two accounts. And so he kept saying, he's like, there's a lot of money in there. And he's like, and my uncle always told me, just keep your money tight, because women can be. I said, women? Like, we're married.
So the family relationship thing is another thing that was big. She mentioned, getting up every morning, talking to your brother, from her conversation she had with your family, it was like seeming as if these people didn't have any contact with you. So who was on the phone?
We're at the point where I've spoken to the female cousin, and she gave me the phone number for the older brother. For the purposes of this video, we're going to call him Chris. Chris was very nice. I called him. He was gracious. He was willing to answer whatever questions I had. And what he said to me was, he said, my brother has always been a liar. He's always been a liar. I explained to him about the phone calls, the fact that Legion would be on the phone for 30, 35 minutes, laughing, talking to Chris, relaying messages from Chris to me, and relaying messages from me to Chris. Without missing a beat, Chris says he was never talking to me.
Like I told you in the beginning, two gentlemen that looked out for my mom and dad passed away that became brothers to me, which is Elgin and Miguel. These are the guys that I would talk to in the moment. My brother Elgin is, he's not, like I say, not my brother. But he's pastor. In the morning time,
he's grown. I love to get my day. Got play brothers. Bitch, I'm done.
He gave me a word of encouragement. He do to everybody's congregation, just give you something to get your day started. And he would call me in the morning just to help me get my day started. And I needed that. I was working my butt off back then. And if he didn't do that, then I don't know. Like I said, he cared enough to reach out. This man was busy every day. Still busy. And he just a hell of a pastor. But at the same time, again, not my blood brother, but he is my brother. And definitely somebody who, if I was ever going through anything, even today,
I bet you he didn't tell her now one day, this is my play brother.
This day,
my Play-Doh brother, on the playground brother, on the sliding board brother, downtown on the swings.
Out and same thing. Pray with me all the time.
Fake ass.
And make sure I'm good and not scared to tell me, hey, bro, you're wrong. He gave me marital advice, life advice, spiritual advice, and has been a real brother to me. Him and my his brother Miguel, which they're brothers. They're not my blood brothers, but they're my brothers. If you can understand.
So they brothers, but you not a brother. You a brother from another mother. Okay, let's go.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me be very clear with the statement I'm getting ready to make. I reached out to every person I know who apparently has had some form of relationship with him. Either he said that they were friends, they talked on the phone, he said they hung out. The brother in Baltimore, I was told, had been to the house while I was at work. Brother in Baltimore said, no, that never happened. I've never been to your house.
So she was hearing people on the phone because she was saying she didn't hear nobody.
Well, it ain't no secret that neither cared for her too funny.
Oh, no,
they accepted her because I loved her. So they accepted her, but neither really wanted a lot to do with her. So I mean, I'm not, my brothers are good dudes, honestly.
Well, now they ain't like her, but
when I was younger, like I said, they looked out for me. I wouldn't have went to college if it wasn't for those.
But wasn't they saying hi? They were saying hi, but now they ain't like her. Okay.
More so than my parents. Not bad. My parents loved me every day, and they were definitely instrumental in me going to school. But these two shot me and cursed throughout college. Don't quit. Keep studying. You did your homework. What's up? Don't be in the club at nighttime. You go to the club, I'm gonna come kick your and would literally show up ready to beat the hell out of me if I got outside of doing what I'm supposed to do.
They like him with that gap like that. Them teeth look like they carrot slicers. Like you pick him up by his legs like a wheelbarrow, bitch. Make sure he on his arms and just get him to bring up all the carrots about the ground. Them teeth is jacked up. Close your gaps to married women.
I think the issue with his knee was a symptom. That was not some football injury. That was not, I hit it at work. It wasn't that. Something else was going on. I kept asking him to, let me know when you have a doctor's appointment. I'm gonna go with you. And he just kept saying the doctor. So he's calling the doctor, and the doctor told him to just keep icing the knee. But I knew better.
What was wrong with your knee?
Nothing. Never happened.
You never had a knee injury. Was never.
Nope.
Wow. Did you have any incident at work at all that would cause that lie? I'm trying to figure out where that would even stem from.
No, nothing. The only thing even close to that is we got a little snow in Atlanta, and I slipped and bruised my elbow. Not no knee, nothing, limping, nothing. I walked just fine. My girlfriend will tell you that. I don't never had an injury with knees at all until I was in a car accident, and that was after her and I were divorced.
She had mentioned about the knee because she was saying maybe it stemmed from football, and then she had mentioned that the football career, was never a thing. Like she could never find any, trace of that type of stuff. Is that, were you in the arena league or what did you tell her? Because, it was stories about NFL, arena league. What league were you in?
Went to college, played. And then I went to college a little late because my parents didn't have the money. So I got a partial, went out to San Diego, arena football for a couple of years. And then I just got a real job. That's it, basically. As simple as that. It wasn't nothing stellar. Did she look for it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But like I said, there wasn't nothing to write home about. I did more getting not saying, and I don't want to talk about like football players like not a real job because it is a real job. But
a real job,
I think I did more after that part of my life than I ever did,
So you said you went to school in San Diego. You lived in California. That was true.
Yeah, I was there for school.
Okay, because she said she did some background research and that never popped up that you lived.
That school they don't give you any student information. The reason they don't, I think it's 2003. Somebody went looking for somebody to college and they weren't there, but they gave information for the person and the person ended up getting killed. So the student policy is
people give verifications on jobs.
Very strict. And we were told about that before I graduated. Student policy was changed and it's very, very strict. If you are not alum, they're not going to. It's just their student policy.
Oh, you can get information
from basically keep everybody safe, keep people from not having shootings on campus. San Diego State is a place where they push your education.
Employment?
They may not be big on sports all the time, but they want you to grow, progress. And everybody I know I went to school with out there, Jennifer, Henry, my friends, like we all have done well because of what they taught us there.
So why would he throw Jennifer Henry out there? Why would he throw her whole first and last name, social security number, date of birth, badge?
But San Diego State, yeah, but everybody I went to college with, yeah, they the funny part about this story, I heard more from them, like, because a lot of them at the time, like, I told you not to marry that girl. But yeah,
well, how did they know her? You said you had long gone, been out of college.
She knew about it. She saw highlights, student pictures, me on all kind of stuff. But again, anything like Teresa's thing is anything to defame me, anything to make me look horrible. Yeah, I mean, I think she took everybody for a ride because she got paid from TikTok. She got Cash App from people who sent her money. People sent her on trips, all this other stuff. And now this other woman has come out and come forward and talk about how she took this story and people have reached out and spoke to me. And now they find out she lied. Now, again, she probably make a video after this video and say, oh, he lied again. That's fine too. The only reason, like I said in the beginning of this video, I came here, I want people to leave my family alone. People I love alone.
So the only reason that is like a big part of the story is because she said that you mentioned you were able to save up a lot of money from the arena football and able to start your life. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I rode the bench proudly for that paycheck.
Oh, now look at them teeth. Do y'all? I know y'all see this fee 5 4 farm bitch. I know y'all are seeing you have got to be lying. This is probably why he tells lies. How in the whole hell is his teeth sitting up here looking like this? What's really going on in the world? Oh my God. God bless him. Now he's saying he sat on the bench. First he said he was playing. Now he's saying he sat on the bench. And then I rode the whole bench. Because you think that because you was a bench boy, your name ain't on the roster, your name still would be on the roster. But this is the mother that got 3 5 4 from in the front of his mouth. But he had 2 apartments, a BMW. He had all this stuff, but he never got his teeth fixed. Okay.
And was able to finish paying for a little bit I owed for school. I was able to buy a very nice car, very nice house, and start my life off great. I mean, when you don't try to spend your money, like, you'd be amazed, like, man, I used to shop.
Well, we could tell by the back of that door and them curtains that you got up in the house and whatever, and the keys hanging all off the wall and shit. We could tell you don't spend no money.
For groceries in the dollar store out in California, like the Dollar Tree. Like, I used to go there. I would go to like Save a Lot. I would do whatever I need to do to save that money because any day in arena football might be your last day. And it's not the same. The contract's not set up the same. None of that. So again, I did the smart thing and saving money. And these 2 gentlemen I told you about before, save your money, save your money, save your money. And they were very instrumental in telling me that. My father was still alive, so my father was like, yeah, save your money, because tomorrow ain't promised to you. So make sure that you got something to fall back on because when it's over, it's over, And for me, I probably still could have played, but I kind of outgrew it. I got tired of the hustle and bustle of it all. And I became more of a fan than the athlete. And at that point, it was time to
So why he say I probably could have played? Did you play or you didn't?
do something else? And I did.
you said she's seen highlights and stuff like that from San Diego. Is that something you can share as far as like highlight or a picture of something that you play? Because she's basically saying, hey, that never even happened.
So by this point, we're moving into May of 2021. Things are starting to reopen. One of the things that reopened was San Diego State. There was instructions on how to request a transcript. I was able to try to request it online. You needed the student's name, and I believe you also need their social. And when I typed it in, it said no results found. I asked Legion, what's the deal about San Diego State? He was like, what are you talking about? And I said, why is there no records of you there? Just came right out and said it. Without missing a beat, this man said, well, I was a private citizen. What the fuck does that mean?
A lot of people, and I was asked not to because this has brought a negative light on the school. People who go there brought negative light on people I work with.
Oh my God. So now he's sworn to secrecy, bitch. He got an NDA. Now he can't talk about the school because this brought a bad light on the school. Your life ain't got to do with this school. Oh my God.
My brother, his job. My other brother, his job.
I see what she mean when the other girl was saying, and she was saying you, and you just be like confused. You don't know what the fuck you hearing, what you not hearing. I see why they said that. Now the school told him don't say nothing. He done already blasted the school. She blasted the school. The school is out there. He's not. Oh my God. This is
my family, my aunts, my uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, children, everybody. So
what about the arena league? Do you have like a picture or something from there that
I told you before when I talked to the owner of the team, he asked me, hey, because you
the owner of the team, bitch, you was a bench boy. You was getting Gatorade.
got fans returning tickets because of this stuff with Teresa.
Bitch, now he talking about fans is returning tickets. Nobody knows what the team is, so how are they returning anything? He a line. Oh my God. Somebody that always got to answer, line their ass off.
I'm not going to stop another football player from eating. I was asked not to, and then legally, I had to sign paperwork that I wouldn't.
What, like disclose like the team?
Where's the paperwork? Show the paperwork. Show the paperwork.
You were on?
I was asked not to. Because you had people, it wouldn't have gotten that far, but you had people, and as it was told to me, you got people who jumped on.
As it was told to you, or did they talk to you, or did you sign a contract? Did you sign a paperwork? Where's my lawyers at? Where's Kevin?
Oh, it's gonna be a Tubi movie. Oh, it's gonna be Netflix. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. And it's not true. But the point is, you got owners of a team. I'm not gonna be portrayed in a bad light, and they don't want to be. You see what I'm saying? That means they got to answer questions. And again, it took me so long to do a response video because I had people come to me and say, not just you, some other people say to me, hey, let me get your side of the story, but they weren't credible. A digital creator. No, we're not, you're not telling the truth. I had to look you up before we did this to see. I had a cousin offer me to do something, but I'm like, no, you might be in it for money too. And that's not the case. I'm not here for money. If I make money off this video, okay, but I'm here because, again, I want my family left alone. Money is not my issue.
So from that transition, do you was it a certain amount that you saved that you would disclose or no?
Simply Wavy.
No, I'm not going to disclose how much I saved. I saved enough to get the springboard into life because after I stopped, I was 6 months without a job and I was good every day. And I was able to, finish paying off the house out there and do a lot of stuff on vacation. I got a job and I enjoyed that job to the point where it became a career and I loved it every day.
For him to say that he appreciates law enforcement so much, it was obviously a lie because the criminal history showed that he had been arrested for criminal trespassing. He had been arrested for suspended license, suspended registration. But the big thing was impersonating an officer. If you don't know anything about impersonating an officer, it is a felony. Period, point blank. As sure as Peachtree runs from Bankhead to Buckhead, it is a felony. So seeing what court it was in, I did another open records request for the incident report. I wanted to know exactly what the circumstances were, especially given the fact that I worked in law enforcement at the time. What were the circumstances as to how he was arrested for impersonating an officer? So I did an open records request. I got the incident report, and I'm tired of saying my jaw hit the floor. But on this one, my jaw hit the fucking floor.
You said that your current girlfriend had did the background check. So the weekend jail in the story, was that a thing?
That was a friend of mine that used my license, and he had to do weekend jail, not me. And I took.
What? A friend you let a friend use your license?
Him because he did not have a car. So I would drop him off because the jail he had to go to, you couldn't leave your car. So I would get off work, drop him off, pick him up Sunday, 6 o'clock.
So that's what the receipts or whatever those things were in the bag. That's from him.
Yeah, and that one, he used to come to my house and dry clothes and wash clothes, and
so
he left his
got
bag.
arrested under your driver's license. He drove himself back and forth to jail under your driver's license, and you okay with that? So you said, wasn't you? No face, no case.
And that was all that was in it, was a folder with that stuff, because he had to prove that to his job that I can't work weekends. I'm in weekend jail. That's it.
As far as the like the impersonating the officer story,
that's something she got. That's something that happened with D, and she just used that. That's not me. Never. So
that's not you either.
Nope.
Okay, because that Tashawn guy had said the same thing.
You know, he done been in trouble a few times. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I had not yet gone online into the court system to see what type of trouble he's been in. And so he explained to me, he was like, just run his criminal history and you'll see it for yourself. He said, because I don't know all the charges, but run his criminal history. There's
certain family members immediately that I don't deal with. There's a lot of people, and they're going to hear this and probably have a problem, but I don't have to lie. Again, there's a lot of people on my mom's side of the family I absolutely just don't deal with. There's some people on my mom's side of the family I do deal with. I got a cousin that called me up, and he was like, I'll do a video with you and help you out. And he really trying to help. Like, but he my little cousin, he cool. He always been the same dude. I can tell you from a little kid to a grown man, he always been the same dude. I joke and call him Cool Breeze, because I'm telling you, he can come into a room and be, you good? Yeah, you good. And he just that kind of family member. If I ever want to call him and say anything to him, talk to him, ask him, he always has been that.
You're talking about a narcissist. This right here, and I see why she called him a pathological lie, because he's smiling and everything like he damn telling the truth. He is acting like, yeah, I'm a cool dude. I'm legit. I'm on top of things and everything. I'm that boy, bitch. I am that boy. And he's sitting up here lying. It's so obvious. I don't know how Simply Wavy got through this. He kept a straight face and everything, but Auntie, I wouldn't have been able to do it, because I'd have been calling him out and questioning everything. I would have made him a hostile witness.
That dude, he a married man, love his kids. He a good dude. Like I said, I got nothing against him, because he one of the people in my family that he might be younger than me, but I can tell you right now, dude is wise as the old owl. He know what I'm talking about, because we just talked today on the phone, and he offered, let me do the video with you. You know, you get this money. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't in it for the money. And the way they spinning it, like I'm this horrible person, Legion, Lord, you narcissistic. How many times I'm wrong a day? Like most of the day, I'm wrong all day long. Like I let her, like even on the man in the relationship, I allow her to leave, because I don't know. I think I'm good at being wrong, but I don't mind, because you got somebody stand beside you that will, and I trust her enough that if I don't know, she knows. I'm a man who I can admit that I'll fall short somewhere, and she'll pick up. She's smarter than me anyway, and I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. As long as one of us know, that's cool. You know, I'm gonna start calling her Google and stuff I don't know. I just be like, hey, or Siri.
So he pulls up. It's only been a week since I last saw him. It has.
No, are y'all okay?
Okay. She had no idea of the condition that he was in. Again, I'm telling y'all, when I met him, when he met my family, he was like a size 3X. In just a short span of time for a week, he easily could have been in an extra large, maybe even a large, but was wearing 3X clothes.
So you mentioned the knee, there wasn't an issue. So was the losing weight story, was that a real thing?
That's going to the gym because you realize you're overweight and you want to be thinner. Well, that was me looking in the mirror, not happy what I'm looking at, and then I went to the gym.
So you
like I was at one point like 310. I was like, no. And I started going to the gym after work. There's nothing else but me going to the gym, eating better, eating right. Stop going to McDonald's, dodging Krispy Kreme, Mrs. Winter's Chicken down in Atlanta. That like trying to. That's it.
But so that makes sense. But she said in the condition that she seen you losing weight was you coming back with the same clothes and not smelling like you've been living in the car. Like, so was that true or no?
Lies.
Them 3 teeth in the front. Like
you said that you left. So basically you sleeping in the car and everything after you moved out, that was not a real thing.
No. I went home. I went to Douglas. I went home.
Okay, so the behavioral, I think she said you went to a behavioral correction hospital or something like that. That wasn't true.
Lies. The only thing I did at a behavioral hospital, I knew a guy that went there and I helped him get a job. He got out. A friend of mine, Omar. He asked me for a job. I got him a job.
Was this part true then? Her kicking you out on June 2021 on your birthday?
No, I was gone a week before that. I went home to my house because the marriage didn't last very long, but it didn't grow because I was still doing the same thing. I was still at my house, coming there on the weekend. There was no growth on her part. Finances, there was no growth. I was making.
Wait a minute, didn't he say he subleased it? Bitch, he a whole keep up.
Maintaining the bills in the house. I didn't need her help, but again, I asked her for help because I'm taking care of everything here. By that time, I had bought her another car because that Nissan Rogue just drove me nuts. And she was paying too much, so I got her out of that. which made a lot of stuff easier. And she liked that car, and I was trying to consolidate to show her, hey, you can live well, but you don't have to spend all this money all the time. Like we talked about it, and we talked about moving into that house, my house. I'm trying to show you a better way of living. If you got a wife and you have a better way of living, you're supposed to show her. The thing is, they offered a promotion, she didn't take it. She started working more and bringing in less.
What made her not take it though?
What she told me is that her boss was an idiot and she hated him, and that meant that she was going to work closer with him.
So he didn't throw her in.
She told me.
At the time that this all happened, I was pregnant. So he felt like, look, we're about to have a baby. I don't want you driving that Nissan Rogue to get you something. I want to get you something more secure, something new. I really wanted a Kia. And he was like, well, let's look at the warranty. This man knew a lot about cars. He knew a lot about the warranty. He knew a lot about the depreciation value. And so he did talk to me a lot about what will we get the most for our money. He really wanted me to get a BMW X5. So he calls Eric. He tells Eric in front of me, hey, I need to transfer $72,526, whatever the amount was, because I'm buying a car for my fiance. So he said, okay, well, let me call them back and change the delivery date. Can you be home or can you do a half day? So he's asking me, can you work a half day so that they can deliver the car and you will be home for it? He told me the car would be delivered between the hours of 1 and 3.
You did get a car. Didn't she get a car? I'm just saying, so if it's a promise, then it sounds like I kept my promise, not trying to be mean or anything. You got a car. Now the car she wanted, no, because you're not helping me out here, and that I'm gonna make it affordable for myself. And there's no disrespect to nobody driving a Nissan Altima, because it's 2020 and on above, they're very nice cars. She had everything, Apple CarPlay, everything, all-wheel drive. I mean, auto start, everything. But I'm not buying BMW, and your credit stinks. And I'm trying to get you out of debt, because if you're in debt and we're married, that means we're in debt. So I'm trying to get you out of this hole, so financially you can be stable. You can't help me if you working a job and you're making $33,000 a year and I'm making 96. It's a big old difference here. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to get you, when they offer her the promotion, like I said, why didn't you take it? I found out later why she didn't take it, because you were spending extra time with this dude.
So was the BMW ever talked about? Did you ever promise her like a better car or a more expensive car?
I told her all the features that she was talking about. I said, you will fit better in a BMW. But I said, the challenge about putting you in a BMW is, and trying to teach her something is, you got to work for it.
Yo, do he look like a BMW type of dude? Do he look like the car would lean on the left when he got out of a BMW of any size? Does he look like the type of dude that's getting out of a BMW? No. Maybe BMW big menswear, but not the car. He don't match. He doesn't fit.
You know, I'm not going to just give you an $80,000 car because I'm your husband and you deserve it. I understand that part, but you got to learn the value of a buck. We just can't go out here all the time. You got to understand the value of something. And
So what was wrong with her Nissan Rogue? You got her in more debt. You got her in probably a longer financing period and everything else. You're trying to say that you had came on a white horse to save her out of her Nissan Rogue. You put her in a new car with what, another 60 months, 60, 75 months of a car no payment? Make it make sense.
You don't want to work for it. So help me help you. Because right now at this point, I'm taking care of all these bills here. I'm taking care of.
Look at that little ass cross.
Help me help you. How do we do that? How do we come together, bring
Why is the tag hanging out the front?
These finances together. Now, the only part of that story that she told that was true, did I hide money from her? Yeah, I did. I absolutely did. Over 50% of what I was worth, I hid from her. I did.
And with those
who's dating him? There's actually a chick in the house with him right now. There's someone who's dating him.
Offshore accounts and stuff like that?
Yes.
So did you do that because you felt like she wasn't financially smart with what she had? And
that's the main reason. I'm gonna say this for any man that's gonna watch this. When you get married, you do not need to you need to tell her about all your finances. I'm telling you that now. That wasn't right on my part. My reasoning is my reasoning, and I'm not saying it was right. I think it was wrong, and I should have disclosed it to her. But we're talking about somebody that I got married to. You had about $401 in the bank account. You had credit card debt, student loan debt, and you paying $550 a month for a 2009 Nissan Rogue with 250,000 miles on. Like, she wasn't making financial smart decisions when I met her, and I was trying to help out. Taking care of the bills is this way to stress off of her. The only bill I actually gave her to do is, hey, you take care of the grocery bill, you pay your cell phone bill, and you pay your car insurance. The rest of your money you put in your pocket. Do what you got to do with it. I'll take care of the rest. But you need to take care of these student loans. This is why I did that. You need to take care of these student loans to bring your credit up. So this way we can be a team when it comes to stuff like that. But again, like I said, I don't want to get nobody make the mistake. I'm not saying that, hey, me not telling her about all the money is the right thing to do. That was absolutely wrong. But at the time, I wasn't trying to jump down the rabbit hole of being in her debt.
This is not someone that you forget. This is not a situation that, man, I don't even remember him. No. What I don't remember is the version of myself before I met him. Nothing so far has turned out to be true.
No,
the only thing that Chris was able to tell me is true. Is that number one, yes, there is a brother in Philly, him. Yes, there is a brother in Nashville, the twin. Yes, both parents are deceased. That is what I was told from the beginning. Those pieces of information are true. And the uncle, he said, which uncle is he talking about? Because if you guys remember, back in one of the parts, I talk about where he said his uncle was giving him advice on why he should not open up his savings account to let me see it. He would not let me see it. And so I'm telling Chris about the uncle, and he was like, that uncle been dead for years. I told him about Junebug. He said, Junebug been dead for years. And I said, Chris, he was having conversations with Junebug on the phone in front of me. He was like, it wasn't Junebug.
What are you going to say about Junebug?
They were mentioning Junebug, and that was somebody you frequently talked to, and she was saying, man, ain't that crazy what happened to Junebug, as if like he had passed away.
I don't know who the heck that is. I don't know nothing about that. The only person that passed away is a friend of mine. His name is Eric. He was in a car accident.
Junebug was supposed to be family.
No, nobody in my family called Junebug.
Oh my God.
Eric was a friend of mine who was in an accident. He went through a rough time. He was a military guy. PTSD bothered him. Me and a lot of people that knew him, we tried to give him help. He drunk a lot. And one night he got drunk and he just off the road. Fatal car accident.
Wait a minute, did Talk do it now? No,
Diversion, a lot of friends of mine. She knew about that. You gotta excuse me on that one. That's a really good friend of mine. He somebody that
So I thought it was look how he looking down.
I gotta say, if I had to say best friend, he was one of them. He
so it was dude.
He had a rough life, honestly.
Did I miss something?
Alcohol.
I have been dying to go to London and Paris. This is something, if you know me, you know she wants to see Paris, she wants to see London. So I get home from work. This is the beginning of March. I get home from work, and on the counter is a folder with like a little bow on it. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Is this like mail? Like, was this something that you got at work? He's like, nah, it's a surprise for you. I open up the folder. Inside the folder is like a trip itinerary. It is not an actual booked trip. It's like an itinerary. For two to go from Atlanta to London.
I hate to say this, but he absolutely has proven her right. If we thought that anything she said was a lie, him doing this interview, he put the stamp of approval on everything she said.
London.
So what about the London trip? Was the London trip ever promised?
I never said nothing to her about going to London.
Oh my God.
Y'all never talked about going on a trip? Y'all never talked about going out the country or anything?
Savannah. Back to Philly to see family. Never say anything about going out of the country.
So where you think she's getting these things from then?
Well, I read the story that the lady put up about her husband, and I'm getting the word, and now that Teresa copied a lot of this story from this woman's story. But as far as her and I discussed, we never discussed it, not once. Where's she getting it from? Your guess is as good as mine.
What?
Or just to make her story sound better, I guess. Because that's all I can gather, because we never had those discussions.
So when we got married, the first 2 weeks, like I said, was fine. And then it's as if something snapped. Totally acceptable before. Suddenly, little comments were made. Why are you wearing that to work? You get off at 3:30, so you'll be home by 5, right? Things that had never happened before. He had never questioned what time I'm being home. When I'm on work, I leave. So, he would call me every day from work, and I'm going to demonstrate how those phone calls went, but he would call me every day from work. And if he even so much as heard a male voice in the background, he would have little comments to me. Who's that? Are they in your office? Man, I never know who's around you. It seems like every time I call you, there's some man around.
Someone's wife approached me. One of her coworkers' wives approached me. I had just went to her job to take her to lunch. We went to lunch, went back, dropped her off, went on about my day. I was in the parking lot of her job. A woman approached me, she said she needed to talk to me. And at first I was like, who are you? What you want?
How'd she know he was going to be there? You lying fuck. Y'all know my patience running thin, right? My patience running thin than a month, okay? Because we got a whole nother hour to do.
And told me a little bit, and she said, you really want to talk to me? I did follow her out of there, because they worked at it's a complex for Georgia State Patrol. Follow her out of the complex, follow her to a Burger King. We sat in the Burger King. She broke out her phone. She showed me the teddy bear camera thing, and it's Teresa and her husband they having sex. This ain't the first time she's been there. This woman's chronicle through all of this. Now, when I found out about it,
so So let me get this straight. This police officer got a teddy bear camera in his house. He's a police officer and he don't know that teddy bears be having cameras in it, ink pens, everything else. You mean to tell me that him and Ressa wouldn't go to a hotel and that all of a sudden he drops her off and the wife just so happened to be in the parking lot for him to follow? You okay?
I didn't say nothing to her. I went on every day for about 2 weeks. I wrestled with.
Now, you know that's a lie because ain't no black man nowhere, no how, gonna sit there and not say nothing to you about man. Nah.
How to say something to her. So the woman kept reaching out to me. Have you said something? Have you said something? So she said, I'm not gonna wait. So she blasted her husband. I don't know. I think they got into a fight. I don't know the whole story. All I know is she put him out. And she called me and said, I'm on my way over to Teresa's house, excuse me. And I know they there right now. You best get your ASS there because I'm about to go kick in the door. I go over there. She had not got there yet. I go in the door. I go upstairs. She in there with him. They doing their thing. I just shut the door. I come downstairs. Now I'm mad at this point. And before I can react, the lady comes, knocks on the door. I open the door. She ready to push past me. We get to tussling because I'm trying to tell her you can't go upstairs. She ready to go upstairs and do something to both of them. I end up calming her down. He come flying downstairs. He come flying out the house. He jump in his car and she don't say nothing to me. She's like, I'm about to get his ass. And she just jump in her car and she gives chase. I don't know what happened with them two. Whatever happened with that, I know later on they reconcile and they together and they live in Charlotte. I know that was the end of that relationship with Teresa and him. Teresa come downstairs. She said, you don't know what you seen. And I'm like, well, you came down in the bathrobe when you told me you're supposed to be at work. You're clearly not at work. And I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna just leave. I don't want to do nothing to you. And I don't want to, I'm a black man. It's Atlanta. I don't want to, I was angry. Yeah, I was angry. I mean, I was real angry. I mean, I flipped over a couch. I mean, because she kept falling around the house and I said, let me get the hell out of here. I got in my car. I left. Took the long way home, 285. I got home and I blocked her from my phone, everything. I just had nothing to say. And I went silent on her for 2 whole weeks. When I contacted her again, we met in Cobb County. We sat down, we talked. She apologized and I told her, I don't know if I can get with it. At this point, I went down, followed her back to the house. I took a lot of stuff of mine out of the house. One thing I left in there was a TV and some clothes.
And I thought he wasn't living there.
She started going to counseling. The first counselor, she didn't like it. She didn't like the lady because the lady told her after about 3 sessions, the lady was like, well, the cause y'all here is because you cheated. She tried to say it was because I didn't tell her about money. The lady was like, well, both of y'all wrong. You wrong for cheating. You wrong for not telling about money. She didn't like that. We got a second counselor. She didn't like this lady. The gentleman, it kind of went the same way. She didn't like him. So then we got a third counselor, which is a pastor and his wife that he used to be a coworker of hers. So we started doing like Zooms like this because even though COVID was dying down, they thought it'd be better if we meet like this. So I would come over and we would sit down in front of the computer and we would Zoom in and we would talk. After a couple of, I'd say about 3 months of this. It might have been a little longer, but I think it's about 3 months of this. In the counseling, it just seems like she wasn't budging.
What was she not budging on though? What was her issue?
He is in a bed, sleep. I get his phone. I ain't gonna lie. I got his phone. He had a work phone and he had a personal phone. It was the work phone that he had from the condiment company that apparently was never turned in. But he did not wipe the phone, if y'all know what I mean. And I see this would have been text messages. Text messages between him and a woman named Peaches. I'm reading the thread because he's knocked out asleep. So I'm in the bathroom with the door locked, reading the thread. Apparently Peaches, there's no nice way to say it. Apparently Peaches was a prostitute. In the text, he's listing the prices. He asked for a hand job. She told him it would be like $40. He asked how much would it be for oral because it was $60 and $80. One was the price with the condom. One was the price without one.
The story that she told about finding something in my phone. No, me and my coworker that I work with every day, Richard, I grabbed his phone. He grabbed mine because we didn't keep case on the phone. We had the same. Everybody had the same exact iPhone. I picked his up off the desk, went home. He had some mistress call his phone, and that's when I realized it wasn't my phone. So I hit him on his line. I said,
"Yeah, y'all know this a lie because you look at your cell phone while you walk into your car. You are walking to your car and you scrolling on your cell phone like this. Now we all know this a lie. As attached and hooked as we are, there's nowhere in the world we're going to get in our car, pull off our playlist, our Spotify ain't pulled up. Come on now, dang on well, you didn't make it all the way home with somebody else's cell phone. Even if we was to believe this, we know that's a lie.
Somebody calling your phone, and he's like, yeah, we switched phones. I need to come get my phone. And I was like, well, you can come get it. I'll give it to you at work tomorrow. So I met him at work the next day. He was like, yo, like, I'm sorry, it's my side chick, whatever. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to know nothing about that. Just take your phone. And I just quoted company policy. You know that we're not supposed to use these for personal use. So because those company phones, you got a different iCloud, but the HR has that iCloud, so they can see your messages. So at that point, I get home. She tell me I went through the phone or whatever, because we weren't allowed to lock those phones either. So she went through the phone. I guess he was sending messages to the mistress or whoever, and then she assumed it was me. And I'm like, no, that's him and whatever. And he actually came over and told her, hey, look, I apologize. That's the chick I've been dealing with on the side. Like, he explained it. So
it don't even go.
So that's the story about Peaches, right?
Yeah, that's some chick he was messing with. That's some chick he was messing with.
So you already talked about that and reconciled that.
Yeah, the only reason I had contact with her is because afterwards, one day I was getting off work and she was in the parking lot looking for him.
Oh my God.
And I just told her, like, you gotta get out of here for security shows. We had a secure parking lot, and I'm like, you gotta get out of here before they get in. And that, like, it's the only contact I ever had with her. I found out later that she didn't take a promotion because her and the guy, that would have cut into the time they were spending time together. Because she used to tell her mom that I was never home. I leave the house 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll be home 2:45. So she worked till like 3:30. I wouldn't see her till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. She'd be like, I'm at work. It was all signs, but I ignored them because she was my wife, and I'm just saying she's trying to work hard. But your hours didn't match, because she would get paid, and they would give her a stub. They do a direct deposit, but she would get a stub. Now I had access to her account. She had access to the 2 that I let her know about. So I would see the stub, and the hours would add up. And then, you saying you're making more money because you're working hours, but your hours were the same. Her schedule never changed. She didn't do any overtime. She didn't have to work over on special projects. None of that.
Pretty much everything we talked about so far is a lie, according to what you're saying.
Unfortunately, yes. Why in my opinion, this was done simply because I left. I said enough is enough.
But why so long? But why so long though? Because you left a long time ago. It wasn't like it was yesterday.
You'd have to ask her. When I left the situation, it ain't no secret. I said to people before, I called friends of mine, friends back in California, talked to both my brothers, or they're not my brothers, but we're just gonna say Miguel and Elgin. But I talked to them because they were my confidants. Another friend of mine, we talked. Another buddy of mine, Omar, we talked. The consensus was that I couldn't do it anymore. I called her cheating. It was too much. I talked to the guy's wife.
You know what?
She had caught them. She showed me video of them too. And
I realized why he's looking to the side and all around, because the girlfriend is sitting to his left or even to his right. I think she moved, because at first in the beginning she was to his left, and I think when we start hearing her voice, she's to his right. That's why he can't keep his eyes straight, because she's sitting in the room hearing this story. And I know I know she probably hearing some stuff for the first time, bitch, or even hearing it spent a different way. I know she got to be.
The house together, everything. Her, if she was ever wrong, anything. She kept talking about a work phone and all this stuff. And I'm like, I gotta have 2 phones for work, because I'm not gonna. It's my job. The nature of my job, I had to have 2 phones. Simple as that. She had a password to both of them.
It is very hard to comprehend that everything is a lie. Like, there has to be something that's true. Still July 2021. I finished going through the book bag. There were some other folders with papers in there. He had left the work phone. What I actually found out was that it was not a work phone. It was simply a secondary personal phone. He told me it was a work phone. I thought that the company was paying for the work phone, but I found receipts where it was a prepaid phone, and he's paying to add minutes to it. So it's just receipts of, you added minutes to the phone on this date. You added minutes on that date. Work phone, whole thing, that was a bold-faced lie. Obviously, it was a lie, because as we now know, he was a forklift loader.
Were you ever like a forklift driver? That's what, somebody was mentioning.
The charity work that I used to do.
Charity work!
Because the charity work used to do, they load the trucks and they send them to disaster areas. They feed the homeless. So
now, I ain't hear this part. I haven't listened to this whole thing. Y'all, he did not sit his ass up here and say he was doing charity work with the forklift. He listened to her videos. He sat here in the beginning and said people was giving him the cliff notes. But everything, he got something to say. Who in the hell could date him? I will be able to pull him out in an hour with all the salacious lies, in my opinion, that he is telling. In my opinion, he's lying about everything. He is not, in my opinion, taking accountability for one thing. Got a spin on it, and he's quick with this. he like Beverly Conley said, he is lying on a drop of a dime. He lying like that. All right. And I know.
So I learned to drive a forklift doing that kind of work. And I got a license to do it. I even got a license to train other people to do it, but that was charity work. That's me doing charity work, me feeding homeless, me helping people out. And I just wanted to do something. My mom was that kind of person. And for me, it just made me feel good. It wasn't about recognition. It just something made me feel good.
You talking about the picture? You talking about a picture?
Yeah, it was a warehouse because they pack up food to give to disaster areas. So yeah, you got to put a hair in it. And that particular picture where I had it on my face, we were just playing around that day.
Because I did see something where somebody was mentioning they work with you as a forklift driver, and that you said, hey, I don't even have to be here. I have enough money to where I don't need to work, but I'm just doing this to just have something to do.
A lot of people, Teresa, got roped in on this story and lie. Unfortunately, this started. I left her. She didn't contact me, and we went through a whole year. I didn't hear nothing from her. Divorce was final. Everything she got what she got out of it, which was I left her with 10 grand, and she could do what she can do with her car. That was it. Clean break. We were done. Wasn't nothing. No fight, no argument, nothing. I told her I couldn't do it no more. Went down, got last month. I told her I'll be back for the rest of my stuff. And it was at her crib, and that was it. I was done. It did not work for me. And instead of trying to make it work, I just said enough is enough. And I left. She agreed. We actually shook hands. She hugged me, told me, take care of myself, stay in contact. And I honestly said to her, not going to do that. I told her to take care of herself. And I told her my best advice for her is please financially get yourself together. That's the very last conversation we had. So get yourself together financially, because I didn't mind taking care of you. But at some point, the deal was you were going to step it up, and you didn't do that. The cheating part, that was too much to deal with. If I would have still been married to her and I'm still paying bills today, I still would have been working with her to take care of that if it needed to be. Because when you got a wife, that's what you're supposed to do. But the cheating, then you go into the marriage council, you're not admitting anything. You're still trying to place the blame. You keep talking about this, talking about that. You're ignoring the real truth. Did I hide money from her? Yes, I did.
So what was the point of the marriage counseling then? If you knew, hey, I'm done with you.
I was trying to save the marriage, honestly. I was.
What?
I get honestly, I guess I can say, hey, I wanted to forgive her because I wanted it to work. But after, you don't want to admit to anything, you're not wrong. You don't believe that you're ever wrong. It's not going to work. And once that happened, I left. That was it. My birthday was coming up. I just left. I took a trip. I came up north, saw some family, came back down, found a job, and was on my way back up. The paperwork was in. Then she went and filed on her own and got the divorce, which is fine with me.
So she filed?
Yeah, I filed, but I didn't finish because I was in a car accident.
Okay.
When I was moving back up, when I was my last trip coming back up here, I was in a car accident. So I was in the hospital. I went to someone's wedding. Went to a buddy of mine's wedding. I was in an accident. I was injured pretty badly, and I had to get You had to get 4 surgeries and learn to walk again and do all that.
But you weren't with her at the time. She wouldn't have used that as an example to what you were talking about with your knee.
She knew about me being in the hospital. I was in an accident because at the time on my medical paperwork, she was still listed as my wife. So they kept her in the loop until I told the doctor and the social worker that we were no longer married, and they stopped contacting her.
Family. He had his sister, Shantae, who lived in Douglasville. Like I said, she was married with 2 kids. Apparently she was a nurse. So when I had my miscarriage, that was the sister that he was like, my sister will take you to the hospital. Like, that's what family does. I've been around him when he was on the phone with Shantae. Never heard her part of the conversation. He would be talking to his sister. That's what he said. That's what it sounded like too. We lived maybe 35, 40 minutes away from Douglasville. So there were plenty of times that he had invited me to go with him to his sister's house. The first time he invited me, I was like, no, I ain't going because again, COVID, and she's a nurse. Hell no. The second time he was like, yeah, she invited us, but I don't think we should go because COVID. The third time I agreed to go. I was like, absolutely, I'll go meet your sister. Like, that'd be great. On our way to her house, to Douglasville, to go see the sister. Apparently he got a phone call. The phone was always on vibrate. He told me that something came up, and so she had to cancel the barbecue to get together, whatever. And so I was just like, oh man, okay, well, hopefully we can go another time.
Shantae, is that a real person?
She kind of she's not my sister, but I call her my sister. She's a good friend of mine.
What about the 2 different socials? Did you have a different social that you put on the marriage license versus when you showed it the first time?
They wouldn't give you a marriage license. You put a different social security number on there. They would find out about it and they would issue a warrant for your arrest the minute you do that.
I looked
there was never no 2 different.
No, they
social
wanted
same old social security. Never put 2 on there. None of that.
You don't even
so the social that was on the marriage license, for example.
You're a liar. I looked it up.
1, 2, 3.
You're a liar.
What was on the background was 4, 5, 6. So when I saw his
don't get
social on my background, I immediately knew that was a different social than what I saw on the marriage license. And when I compared, because I had found a copy of the marriage license that we turned in because I had filled it out on the computer. So sure enough, the first 3 numbers were different.
She mentioned that you had 2 different licenses, and one license was to a cemetery. The address was to the cemetery.
Nope. Same license. I still got that license now. Same license, Douglasville. I haven't even changed my license up here. Yeah, I've actually processed doing that now. Still same license. Never had a different license. Only license I had other than that was the California license and that address. That's it.
Was the cemetery story real that you drove her to the cemetery and explained anything about that?
Never showed her where my parents were buried because my parents both were cremated. Ashes are at my brother's house. They don't have a gravestone.
You said your grandmother.
Only my grandfather and grandmother did.
You said your
So,
grandmother.
months later, we go out to eat at this restaurant in Atlanta. As we are leaving, he says to me, did I ever show you where my grandmother's buried? This
Yes, grandmother.
Away from COVID in 2020. And so he was like, let me show
See
you.
how quick his lie was?
He drives us to the cemetery, which is not far from the restaurant. And he was like, you see the headstone. The headstone had like the family name on it. There were no dates on it. So it reminded me of just a headstone where it was probably multiple family members.
Exactly, Sonia.
Like my grandfather and my grandmother are buried there. I do recall him telling me when the grandmother died in 2020 that she wanted to be buried next to his grandfather. I've also verified that your grandmother actually died in 2008 and not in 2020.
He's doing a good job, Crystal. I'm telling you, because I wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes.
So just to go back on that, when you said they're at your brother's house.
Great job.
So the brother that you were talking to, these are just like friends. These are friends that you call brothers. But
you mean
your
tired?
actual brother, you don't really speak.
You tired of the lie. Okay.
We speak here and there, but not really. When our parents died, we all kind of went our separate ways because my parents really preached for us to be a family. But my parents, when they went their separate ways, my brothers, I guess we fell apart. I guess the best way I can put it to you. Not because any of us did anything to anybody. My brother Chris is a really good dude. He's been through a lot. Dude has been to war. So I can imagine what that must be like. Well, I can't imagine what that's been like for him. And he went through some stuff. He went through a messed up divorce. He's a dedicated father to his daughter. And for a guy who you see your daughter every day and then not being able to see your daughter every day, I don't know. I can't imagine what that would be like for him. And for him, he made moves that he wanted to make. And he's my big brother. And I respect him and love him. So I had to respect him for it. He took his space from me and my brother. And I had to respect it.
He's telling the family that I kicked him out. He's telling the family that I kicked him out after he walked in on me having an affair, that I stole his money, and I then kicked him out. And the man I was having an affair with, he said, was a law enforcement officer who used his duty weapon to threaten him to get out the house. This is what he told his family. And the cousin was reaching out to me. She found me through a search on Facebook and was reaching out to me because she's like, we know he lies. So I'm just trying to figure out is this true? Because he's up here asking us for money, asking to stay on our couches. Like, what's going on? Then she explained to me, we didn't even know he got married. So this is the first time we're hearing about you.
What?
What do you mean you didn't know he got married?
How can you, you walk in, you see her cheating. Like, what could she place the blame on if that was the reason for y'all to be
because about this? Afterwards, like I said that I wanted to work it out because I did. But a lot of men don't tell this story, and that's fine. I don't really want to tell it, but it's just at this point, you might as well. A lot of women say, oh, men cheat. I've been cheated on by a man, and they demonize us for it.
Everybody that cheated
so when a woman cheats, she get a pass. Ex-girlfriend did the same thing.
It got to be.
And I gave her a chance, and she cheated 3 times, 3 different guys. So I said,
what I'm saying is basically, if your reason, you're saying, hey, look, I have the fact that I'm paying for everything.
Everybody cheating on them.
Moving up successfully in your career to where you can help me out, helping you out.
See,
and then I caught you cheating. What could be any reasoning that she has
like
to say, well, I don't want to be with you?
She wanted to work it out. She said, that's what she said. My problem was when the counseling got started, she denied that she did anything wrong. She told the first counselor, that second one, she told the pastor, same difference. She didn't do anything wrong. So I'm telling them, hey, I hid money from her. I'm wrong for this. Because I'm trying to make it work. But you sit over here, you don't want to talk about the cheating with them. You don't want to bring that up. You don't want to talk about that. So you want to basically delete that you cheated and just say we here because he hid money from me. And that was that.
So what do you think the reason for the money, why do you think that's such a big deal then? If you were paying for everything and you getting there in these situations, why was the hiding money thing? What was that?
Greed on her part is all I can say. I don't know, because at the end of the day, when I stopped paying for stuff, because the whole council thing, I stopped paying for stuff. You got to take care of your own bills, take care of my house. That was it. No more, no purses, no shoes, no shopping trips, no going out to dinner, no concerts, none of that.
Legion would talk about the niece, meaning Chris's daughter, and would send her stuff for her birthday. And he was like, he said, I'm almost positive my brother never sent anything for my daughter's birthday. And I explained to him, I said, isn't your daughter's name Egypt? He said, no. Who the hell is Egypt? And I said, I was told that was your daughter's name. That's the reason why I'm saying the name on here, because obviously we're about to confirm that's not the daughter. So I said, I was told that's your daughter's name. I said, I went with him to Rack Room Shoes and bought shoes for what I was told was your daughter.
Okay, so she had mentioned.
How in the world are they going to concerts where there were no concerts during the pandemic? During the pandemic, there were no concerts. We were starving for concerts. We all was looking at the DJ on Instagram.
That you guys have, went to the post office and mailed off some kid shoes to a girl named Egypt.
Friend of mine's daughter. And we are close. She's a friend of mine. V is a real good friend of mine. Her daughter is like my daughter. Egypt is a very good kid. And at the time, her mom was doing the best she could do. And she went to buy Egypt something. And for her birthday, I bought her a pair of Air Max because I just felt like she deserved it. And I was just doing something nice. And they were in St. Louis at the time. So the only way she could get them is if I mailed them to her. So I trusted Teresa. Exactly. Can you mail these off for me? She said, hey, I'll go by FedEx place for you. Just give me address information. I shot her address information and she mailed them off.
She said that there was no trace that she had, if I'm not mistaken, of Egypt.
The young lady exists just fine. She graduated from high school this year. I'm not gonna advertise her mom online or talk about. I mean, she graduated from high school this year from Duluth High School. She good kid. Very smart young lady. And me and her mom are really good friends. We've been friends for a long time.
72 hours later, I had another doctor's appointment where.
All right, y'all. I think we're into hour 2. Do y'all want to continue? What do y'all want to do? Tell me. Do y'all want me to put the link in so y'all can go and watch the rest? Do y'all want to continue to watch? Let me know. Put a hand in the chat. Right now, it's 689 of y'all in the chat. That means that it's triple that, right? So it's about 1,800 of y'all in the chat. Y'all want to keep going? Keep going. Keep going. Continue. Yes. Continue, keep going. Child, I can't take no more. Go, go. Yes, thumbs up. All right, let's go.
The purpose of this appointment was to do an ultrasound to see if everything had passed. Everything did not pass. So because of that, my doctor was like, we're going to have to do a DNC. My DNC was scheduled for the first week of July. 2 days before my procedure, he tells me.
Okay, I'll be right back. Let me go get a drink or something. Stain my ass because so I don't know what the hell going on.
For my DNC, my friend did. She could not stay because of COVID protocol. So when they wheeled me into pre-op after I got checked in, I texted him and was just letting him know, hey, here's the update. I'm about to, I'm in pre-op. And the response I got was from his new executive assistant named David. And he did tell me, I'm going to make sure that I inform David if you get a text from this number, meaning from me, pull me out of the meeting because, my fiance's having a procedure done and I'm picking her up. So it's important that you come get me if it's something serious.
Reminded me of a time where she said while she was getting her surgery, you were getting promoted from your original job. Was that correct?
I was leaving that job.
So you weren't getting promoted and David, the executive assistant, texted her?
No, I was leaving that job. They knew I was leaving.
Okay. Because she was like, yeah, that was the day you said you were getting promoted. David had texted her, hey, hope everything went good. So there's no David.
No, I was leaving that job. I put in my notice. I was gone. I was leaving that company for another company. I was already leaving. They offered me more money to stay. I said no. I was done with Teresa. I was done with the job. I was done with Atlanta.
He did good. He did good to make Valentine. He went all out for Valentine's Day. He went all out for my birthday. The weekend after my birthday. If my birthday was on a Tuesday, we're talking about Saturday. The weekend after my birthday, he gave me money to go to the nail salon, go get a manicure and pedicure. So I leave the house. I take his car. His car was in the driveway. We had a key to each other's car because, again, we're married at this point. I'm in the chair getting a pedicure, and I get a text message from my husband saying, someone was just at the house looking for you. And I'm like, who was looking for me? Who was it?
She did admit to me that when she was pregnant, that was the other gentleman's kid, not mine. Because we had not, while the pandemic was going on, he was the guy coming over. He was the guy showing up. Because the pandemic, for 5.5, almost 6 months, I didn't physically see her. So when the doctor said, hey, you 5.5 weeks pregnant, I didn't say it in the doctor's office, but I gripped her hand because, again, we had not been together and not physically spent any time together. And we talked about it in the car. And she tried to throw it in my face that that's not what happened. You don't remember all this other stuff. And at that point, I got suspicious, and then it led up to where we are with the whole breakup.
But okay, so when you were suspicious, that didn't lead you to try to leave? You just stayed with her just because?
Well, like I said, she tells the story that I lived there. No, I had my own place. I would go there on the weekends, or she'd come up to mine on the weekend. So it wasn't that. It's just that, other than what the doctor said, I wanted to find out more. Because you getting divorced with somebody, what's the grounds? You can have irreconcilable differences, if I'm not mistaken. But at the time, the best way I could put it, I was still, I guess, a fool because I still wanted it to work.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, with the car backing in the driveway and you stepping out on the porch and stuff like that, do you remember her?
Oh, that was him. That was him. Yeah.
So that was him. He backed into the driveway.
He didn't think I was there. He didn't think I was there. And he backed into the driveway. She was upstairs. I went downstairs. I opened the door, and he quickly got back in the car. And he sat there for a minute. I thought about going to tap on the window, then I didn't. Then I I decided to go and tap on the window, and he just drove off.
That was the same, because she said that was her. She had mentioned she had an ex-boyfriend. That wasn't the ex-boyfriend. You saying that was a lady's husband?
Yeah, that was him. That wasn't the ex-boyfriend. The ex-boyfriend reached out to me like while we were together, because I guess he was living, or he would come there. He was living in Milwaukee, and he came one day. She was at work. I happened to be at the house, and he was like, "Look, I'm here." And I let him in, and we had a conversation like two gentlemen. And he was like, "Man, I'm here because she told me she had my Xbox and some stuff from me." And I was like, "Bro, I don't know." And me and him went upstairs. We looked around, all through the house, and I called her, and she jokingly said, "Tell that MF I sold that SHIT. I took it to the pawn shop, F him." And he was upset, and he was wanting to call the cops and do all this other stuff. And I'm like, "Well, that's between you and her." I talked to her about it when she got home. She laughed. She thought it was a joke. She laughed about it. She said they broke up. I don't know. She said he cheated on her. He say he just walked out of a relationship because he got tired of her. At the end of the day, because she was secretary for law enforcement, I just took it upon myself. I called him up because we exchanged numbers, and I replaced the Xbox.
I decided to look up his mother's obituary. Look up the mother's obituary. And down at the bottom where it talks about, oh, she's preceded in death by, and it lists all the family members that died before.
I know.
Legion, the brother in Philly. And his
I had to walk away on it. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
And his wife, I think it was like Latoya with Legion.
He tried to say that that he wasn't the baby's father, that it was the guy she was having the affair with. Thank God no child ever came into this or got harmed by these lies. This is unbelievable. Ain't no woman gonna lie on her womb like that. I'm sure the last thing she wanted to say that she was pregnant by him. Something is wrong with him, in my opinion.
And the same woman's name that was in the obituary. In that divorce record, it looks like he's the one that filed for divorce. This would have been around 2016. This was after the mother's death. Both had a temporary...
And he would not be able to tell his story again.
Protection order against each other. He had one against her. She had one against him.
Another thing I had seen was Tashawn. I think he came out and said, same thing happened to his family. You told him you were a big time producer and you played in the NFL for all this time. Promised them the same type of stuff.
Nope. Dated his mom for a couple of years, honestly. And I'm not trying to badmouth her, but the truth is the truth. She was on drugs. He was on drugs. I think he might still be. He has another brother that I still stay in contact with. I stopped dealing with her because my mom couldn't stand her. Stopped talking to her because my mom couldn't stand her. My dad didn't like her. My brothers did not like her. Sister didn't like her. Nobody liked her. Her people don't like her. Her dad's alcoholic. One time, I think it was an incident. Matter of fact, he said something.
Oh, wow. How he is so quick to throw everybody under the bus. Everybody under the bus. Her dad was an alcoholic. She was an alcoholic. The son was an alcoholic. But he was perfect in all his ways. He was Jesus. He was walking on water. Oh, yes, he was now.
Out of the way to her, had her crying at my house, and I put him out. Asked him to leave. Actually drove him to the bus station, put him on a bus back to where he was going. Toya has a drug issue. Simply, I think, if I'm not mistaken, her story simply goes, her mother and her didn't have a great relationship. Her dad moved on. She had kids, one after another, after another, after another. When I met her, we talked. She seemed cool. When I found out about the drug problem, we were done. Her son, I met him. I actually went on vacation with her before we went up to where her family's from in Rhode Island. I drove up. I had a good time because her uncle, good dude. Her aunt, really good lady. Her sister, really, really good people. Her brother and them, real cool, really nice people.
But she was the
Latoya, she's got a drug problem. It's simple as that. When I found out about the drug problem, like I said, we were dating, we're talking. Tayshawn, he got a drug problem. His dad, a good dude, and she should have left him with his dad. She didn't. He got in a lot of trouble and moved in with her, and they started having problems. He was going to school down south. He started acting up. There's one time he got accused of raping a girl. I had to get involved, help prove that he didn't do that, and then he started messing with another girl, and he just had problems. And my suggestion that he go back and live with his dad. His dad had a plan for him, and his dad, really good dude, and his dad had him on the right path. But he knew he didn't want to follow that path, so he came move with his mom, and he can cut up and do whatever he's doing now. I think now, I haven't seen him since I stopped talking to her, and then I know somebody said that he out there homeless now. So I see she making videos now talking about, again, I simply stopped talking to her because my mom couldn't stand her. My brothers, the two that I told you about, they couldn't stand her, and she had a drug problem. I got another friend of mine who brought that to the light, and he came to me, and Shantae is another person that brought it to me, and she got a drug problem. It's bad. And she's been to rehab a couple times. She got bipolar 2. This stuff she didn't tell me when I found out. I did try to help her. It didn't work. And I just simply, once again, I just left. Breakups for me, if it's not working, I tell you I'm done. I don't do no arguing, and I just leave.
So, but do y'all leave on bad terms, or how do you leave? Because why are these people coming and saying all these things that are so negative?
Toya hadn't said nothing to me since we left. Since I left her, she ain't said nothing to me. Ain't heard nothing from her. I heard she got married to some other dude. She used to talk to me all the time. After we had a mutual, we broke up. She married some other dude. She called me, talking about Tayshawn. Her daughter that went to California, I'm the one that sent her. I'm the one that sent her. When I was leaving, not dealing with her no more, her daughter expressed to me that she used to live with the aunt at one point. Me and the aunt we're good friends. And I reached out to her, Carla, and said, hey, you think you can take in Joselle? She said, yeah. They came. They was on vacation. And they rented a car and drove down, picked her up, and that was that. And I left her, and we were done. She came one time when I was up. I came back up north to visit. She came up, visited, trying to rekindle something. I traveled to Rhode Island to see her when she was living there. She was in and out of rehab, and it was just nothing. I can't fix it. You're using drugs. You're doing all this. If it's all the same to you, I'm going to go my way. You're going to go your way. It's not going to work. And that was it. I didn't hear anything else from her. Every once in a while, she'd reach out to me because one of her sons I still talk to all the time. I make sure he good because I met his father, and he a good dude. God rest his soul. So he called me, let me know how he doing. I check on him. He check on me. That's it. I ain't heard nothing from Toya until she got on the video.
Part 28 is the phone call that I had with the ex-wife. I am the wife of Legion. Silence. And she said to me, and I quote, if you were calling me, then I know it's bad. And I said, I understand that you and my husband talk and communicate. And she immediately said, what? No, we don't. She said, one thing you need to know about Legion. She said, whatever he tells you, it is a lie. And before we got off the phone, I said to her, I said, if everything is a lie, I said, I have one question for you. And she said, sure. I said, how is your daughter? I said, how is your daughter? She said, what did he say about my daughter? I wasn't going to tell that woman that he said her daughter passed away.
What about the $2,000 you asked to take out for the stepdaughter? She said that she had talked to the mom supposedly for like a funeral cost.
Never happened. Lies.
Okay. You think that was just a part of the story, or like, why would somebody lie about that?
You got to ask her. Again, why do people lie? I have no idea. Like I said, I don't know where that came from, where that went left. I don't know.
So later on, Legion, he calls me because he wants some money. He just needs a little bit of money to hold him over till payday. Again, I was recording all my calls at the time. He was still standing by the lies he told me. So finally, I just asked him, and this is where let me just say it. I asked him, why the hell did you even marry me? Like, why? Why did you even marry me? Because you easily could have just stayed dating or been the boyfriend or just moved on with your life. Like, you didn't have to marry me. You didn't have to pull me into a marriage and make me think that this is what you wanted.
Yeah.
This is what he said to me on that phone call. He
What?
said, I had to marry you. And I was like, no, you didn't. He said, yes, I did. He said, I knew full well from day one that there was no way you were going to stay my girlfriend for longer than a year. He said, I knew it. He said, I knew in order to keep you, I was going to have to marry you.
Oh, my God.
Y'all, my jaw hit the ground.
I think money came into play. I don't think it's her issue. I think it's for 3 years. The first year I didn't hear that from her. For the next 2, it was reaching out to me on fake Facebook pages, on fake Instagram pages, WhatsApp, or whatever way she could contact me. She would tell people she's looking for me to see if I'm okay, but then she contacted me and it's, I want us to fix things. I want to get back together. I want to start over. And I was just like, no.
No, you're lying. No.
I don't want to fix stuff. And at that point, the last conversation we had was about a month before Valentine's Day. She called me up. She made a fake Facebook page, called me up. And she reached out to me and we talked for about 20 minutes. And she says to me, I want to work stuff out. I really want to fix stuff. I want to pay you the money back that you spent. And I want to show you, I can be a better person. She said that she had not been with nobody since we parted ways. She said that she just wanted to fix stuff. And I calmly had a conversation. I said, I'm with somebody else. First off, I'm in love. And the situation I'm in now, I'm in a good place. Mm-hmm. I don't fight with my girlfriend. I don't argue. Getting out of the hospital, learning to walk again. She has been instrumental in helping me with everything. Learning to walk again is hell.
Was this the knee?
To learn to walk again. We talking about somebody who understood this situation that I was in, knew about Teresa because I told her everything. Told her about the ex before that, told her everything, accepted me, helped me get everything together. And we've been great.
It's amazing that it's really people in this world that's like this.
She understood the limitations of walking again because walking again, like I can walk just fine now. But at the time we first started, I would take breaks, sit down. Get up, take breaks, again, taking
Rob,
steroids to
get
help
your
build muscle.
drink, Rob.
Now get back on a diet again to lose weight because, taking a steroid, obviously you're hungry, you're gonna eat more, changing health plan again. And she's been instrumental in all of that.
Mm-hmm.
She knows Teresa's story that we talked about.
After hearing this story, how many people need a drink? Put your drink down in the chat. If you got a drink, you need a drink. Put a wine glass, a big glass, or whatever you need to be drinking or you are drinking down in the chat.
Because I don't get in a relationship and tell somebody, not tell them something. I told her everything, and she made a choice to accept that and say, "Hey, I'm gonna put these dukes up and fight with you." She watched these videos right along with me.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna put her on camera, but she's sitting right here now. We dealt with all this together as a team. Knowing that I got an ex-woman attacking me, another one attacking me, and another one just talking trash, and we only went on 3 dates, and they making videos, they making money off my name again. She could have said, "I'm done." She didn't do that.
Did y'all talk about this prior to the videos, or?
Yeah, we talked about this before Teresa ever did anything. I told her the truth, everything. We talked about the money. We talked about Teresa. We talked about Toya. We talked about all this. I told her everything, as I always did. Anybody I'm dealing with, did I miss anything when I was telling? So she was prepared for all this. She knew about Teresa. She knew about why I left her. All that. It was like what, our first or second conversation we ever had with each other. Well, yeah. So I remember I was like I told you, I said I don't want you to get slapped in the face and like we talked about it, and he was like, "That's the past, and that's it." Matter of fact, you looked me up. She literally ran a background check on me because her sister, ties with the FBI. She ran a background check to make sure I was legit before I could go out with her. So and then she came back, "Okay, you good," and that was that. And we've been good. The attack, like one thing I'll say, my girlfriend had to deal with is like somebody at maybe somebody at a job or something like that, but they know me, so it's not the same. And then some people at a job don't. But you would think with all this going on, all this negative stuff where I live, I'll be getting a bunch of handshakes saying, "Hey man, keep your head up. There's some BS." My niece's school, "Hey, there's some BS. Daughter's school, there's some BS. It's all, everybody said the same thing. Everybody know me, "Oh, it's some BS." I got a bunch of encouragement calls, and everybody who called me, like I got some people from high school that believe the bull crap, and that's fine. But I had more people who went to college and high school, or people who know me now, personal friends, family members call me, "Hey, I know this BS. Keep your head up." I even got the weird calls. There's some women hit me up talking about, "Hey, we can be together. You can pay my bills, take care of me." Damn her. And my girlfriend think that's funny because I told her that was crazy. Like I had a girl, like we were sitting here and the girl got on the phone and was like, "You can take care of me. I'll be your side chick." And I'm like, "Really?" And it ain't funny because it's sad that motivates people, but I don't know. All I can say about this whole situation, I had to go through all these bad women to get to this good one. I don't know.
She mentioned that she asked you just kind of like, it was like y'all were having closure, I believe. And she asked, "Why did you lie?" And you said, "I had to lie because I knew we wouldn't make it."
Never asked me that, and I never told her that. The last conversation we had with each other, actually, no, that's not the last conversation. The last conversation I had with her was last year when she asked me she wanted to start over, and I told her no. But the conversation she talked about, the closure conversation, yeah, we met for coffee, Starbucks. And we talked, and she asked me, could I ever forgive her for the cheating? I told her maybe I could have, but you drug it out so long with all the counselors that at that point, I stopped loving you. So at that point, I'm not going to work it out. Once I stopped loving her, that's when it was time for me that's when I decided to leave.
Oh my!
All the opportunities before that for us to work out the cheating and stuff like that, that was her opportunity. I felt like she missed the opportunity. My heart wasn't in it anymore, and I was done.
The house fell through in October 2020. And what I told him was, I said, "I don't want to look at another house. I don't want to."
Y'all, we almost done.
I want to get through the holidays because it was going to be a holiday season where I could not celebrate my family because of COVID. So I said, I just want to get through the holidays. I want to get through the end of the year.
Okay. The only thing I did at a behavioral hospital, I knew a guy that went there and I helped him get a job. He got out. He knew a friend of mine, Omar. He asked me for a job. I got him a job. And I picked, matter of fact, no, I picked him up from there. He got out of like a mental facility or whatever. I dropped him off at his mom's house a week later. He asked me, did I have a line on a job? I did. I said, you got to go and show up every day. I gave him a ride to work for a week. And his mom bought him a car, and he's been working ever since.
So did you ever send a screenshot to Scott the realtor with $68 million in the account?
No. If I had $68 million in my account, I would just go buy the house. I wouldn't need a realtor. My realtor that I've dealt with for years is Tori Lampton. Scott, I never met. The people that she kept introducing me to were people who, when she called them asking about a house, and we go look at the house, and it's always a different realtor. None of those were friends of mine. The only realtor I've dealt with from 97 on is Tori Lampton. That's it. And never met Teresa.
You said he never met Teresa?
Tori has never met Teresa. Not one day.
As far as the condiment company for 6 years.
Lies. I got offered a different job. I'm doing the same thing, different company. And I was leaving.
Look how fat he is.
And the only reason they didn't promote me, honestly, simply because the fact is they liked me in that position doing that particular job. And I wanted to move up. I was older, so I wanted to step up. So at the end of the day, when I got the new job offer, it was back north anyway. It was what I wanted to be doing. And it was the money that I wanted to be making. And things weren't working with her. I was already on my way out the door. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna take it. Start over, fresh start. And then be closer to family and try to rebuild some of the relationships that maybe over the years I hadn't talked to people, cousins, stuff like that.
So my mom lives in Arkansas, and when she came to visit in April, we were already married. This is her first time physically meeting Legion. My mom will tell you she had no idea anything was amiss, but there was something that nagged her a little bit. She didn't know what it was, and my mom is the type where she's gonna get on her knees in prayer. That's who she is. So for her, it was like, I don't know what it is. He seems like a nice guy. He seems to love my daughter. Because again, there was no arguing in the house. The house was peaceful while she was here, even though behind the scenes we had just came off of the whole sexting incident with other women.
Explain the relationship you had with her dad, because I don't think she ever discussed anything about her dad.
She and her mother told me a story that he didn't want anything to do with her. And
oh my God,
he told her mom it wasn't his baby or whatnot. I met him because he called the house one day, week, and she did nothing in a week. Stay in the room all day. I'm not trying to badmouth her mom or anything like that. It's just that she didn't do anything that week but stay in the house and do nothing.
Okay.
All week, watch TV all week long.
He never loved me. He never loved me. He doesn't love himself, so I know he didn't love me. Number two, he didn't even like me. He watched me get excited about things that he knew I was not going to get.
How was the ring presented when you gave her the ring?
I came home and just gave it to her. It wasn't no flowers, cards, candy thing. Like we already talked about getting married, like it was more like a business deal, which it wasn't. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that's kind of we just talked about it and decided we wanted to do it. When I got a ring, came home, like, here you go.
Was that an Amazon ring?
Oh, bro.
No.
Sit up.
She actually, when we went our separate ways, she gave that back to me. My advice to anybody who watched the 53, 56, whatever part series it is. My advice to any of the women out there, honestly, I'm not that kind of guy that she said I was, but I'm going to say this to any woman and men. I don't want to get preachy or nothing, but in the Bible, it tells you about unequally yoked. Anything to any man or any woman, please don't date somebody that financially not on the same level with you. If they not and you want to date them, understand that they not, and if you want to help them, but don't just do nothing and you date them and, oh, she broke, I got money, and that's it. No, if you care about somebody, you build them up, you put bricks and you build together. Like older folks say, you build together and you build with them and you teach them. I did try to do that, but you try to do that. But if it's somebody and you out here, you doing your thing, you making money, you ain't living check to check, and the girl you date is check to check, and you try to help, and they don't take the lessons of, hey, this is how you can increase your financial part, because money is a part of any relationship. I don't care what nobody say. I know somebody, they married, they living in the projects, and they happy. They got 3 kids, welfare, but you can't tell them nothing. They happy. They got 1 car, 1 person ride the bus, 1 person take the car to work. They got less than $2,000 in savings, but they happy. And ain't nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. The point is, my message to any man, if you're dealing with a woman, because they're gonna tell you, hey, can you pay my bills and take care? If you start doing that, don't make that a lifetime thing. That's my mistake, because I did that, and what ended up happening is you start taking care of somebody who don't appreciate it, and then you end up with a Ressa Tessa. I did everything I thought I was supposed to do as a man. I did what my father did to my mom. My father took care of all the bills in the house. My father was a truck driver before that, was a police officer. He took care of everything in the house. We never had to worry about it. Now, we didn't have a whole bunch of money growing up, but everybody in my household, when you graduated from high school, you got a car. When you graduated and you put the cap and gown on, you was pulling up to your graduation. My first car was a Cadillac, a Fleetwood Cadillac. Like, my father was right on his car, touch a class. And he didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we was good. I didn't grow up with.
Hold on, y'all. My Nortons came up. Hold on. Y'all, what do y'all think? This right here is sickening. It's sickening. I'm just, I need a break. For just a good thing my Nortons came up. I need a little break. I have never in all my years seen anything even close to this. He lies, in my opinion, quicker than anybody I have ever seen in my life. And he talks circles. I remember she said that he talked so much she could not believe how much he talked. And now I see it's just a bunch of babble. It's not going anywhere. He doesn't answer questions. It's just a whole bunch of bullshit.
With the single parent, I grew up with both my parents. My mom worked hard. She was a nurse, and she gave that up and became a teacher. My father was a cop, and he became a truck driver.
This, to me, look how he looking. To me, this is mental illness. It's mental. It's just, to me, this is just seriously mental illness, pathological. And I see why she named her series Who the Fuck Did I Marry? Because you don't know who he is. He got play brothers and sisters. He got invisible friends. He making phone calls. Somebody else's child, kids, like all this kind of stuff. You don't, the school don't give out no information. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? He was on the daggone football team. Then he was a bench boy on it. Like, what?
No, we didn't have a whole lot of money. Because back then they didn't believe in those professions to pay black people a lot of money. So my dad decided to drive a truck because he wanted to make more money.
Now, the reason why y'all are seeing him in different shirts and stuff, because in the beginning, he did indicate that this was done in parts as other things were revealed. So that's why someone asked the question. That is why you are seeing that.
Money. And he took care of us and we was good. I mean, my dad used to let us get out of school or not go to school until late that day so we could be the first person to step into high school with the new J's. Like, no, we didn't have a lot of money, but my dad knew when the new joints come out, he come in the room. J's come out on Tuesday. Y'all want them? And me and my brother would not. We go to school late. It's the whole living in Georgia thing. I can be honest and say I probably never liked it. Too funny. But my parents were there. None of my brothers, none of us had no mental issues. My mom, that's not true. My parents were a team. They were old school with it. Anybody who know when your mom say something, you don't got to say go ask your dad because he was already on the same page with her.
We're gonna skip through
TikTok account, and how valid are those videos and pictures?
I ain't never been to Netflix day in my life. I don't even know where their home is. The only thing I've done even close to anything with TikTok is my old job. We leased some property to them for a movie that they were original Netflix movie, and my boss made me go with them and stay with the property until they were done. I had to stay there. I wasn't on set. I was in a trailer enjoying the food, and as soon as they were done with our property, we were done. I was it. I ain't touched nothing. I sat in a trailer. Actually, I played PlayStation for most of the time, and then when they were done, we loaded our property up, and I was done.
So what he was trying to be.
So that video was just like an old video.
Yeah, it's very old.
Okay,
it's before Teresa.
Boy, at work taking a break. Just thought I'd come to you today. It's day like 16 of filming, not to mention working. So the good thing is, the next couple of days we're off from filming, so I can take a break. I can just go to work and come home and relax.
Netflix working on a deal, no movie or nothing like that. Not mine.
What about the offshore account pictures?
I don't know where they get that from because I don't have it. I don't know where they get that from. That's still more lies. And this is for anybody, women, men, in general. This is young people, old people, anybody that watches this video. What you can take from this situation is mentally, if you're healthy, your life is good. You come to peace with whatever demon you may carry, or you don't have none. That could be happy.
So he alluded to the fact, y'all, that he was doing something with Netflix. If y'all can see in the thing, he was saying that they filming. He wasn't doing nothing.
True too. People who are broken, and when you realize they're broken, realize that you don't have the tools to fix them, and you can't fix them. You can point them to get some help, but you're not a psychiatrist. You're not any of that, and you can't help them. So that's not somebody you should be in a relationship with. That means is if you date guys, if you're dating a girl and she's mad at a baby daddy, they don't talk. They can't build. They've had a kid together. Now they don't talk. She have a child support. She at him all the time, and you just the guy there. I'm going to say, and I'm sorry, ladies, but gentlemen, that's not the woman you need to be dating because adults have to learn that everything is not their way. If you got a kid and you're dealing with somebody,
everything been your way.
And let's say me and my girlfriend, we had a kid and we ain't together no more. We're going to have to be friends on the level because we have a child together. We have a life that we're responsible for. But when you got one person attacking the other person, I want child support. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. And you constantly add them. They're not healed from that. They're not healed from that.
If you all had to use one word only to describe him and what you have listened to, put it in the chat. One word to describe him. Put it in the chat.
My mom had his son before she met my dad, vice versa, and they were cool on that end. You see, so when you try to make that work with someone, I'm not saying you can't date them, but I'm saying you got to watch yourself because they're not healed from that. The baby daddy moved on, and then you at him, but you want to be my girlfriend and everything good over here, but you're not healed. She's broken, and you got to understand that there's only so far you can go with that. And when you push through all that, you see what I'm saying? I told my own girlfriend one time, I can love you beyond the BS if you let me. What that means basically is you got to put that down. You got to let that go. We've all been done wrong. I've been done wrong. I've been cheated on. Move on. I can't carry that into the relationship I'm in now. I can't carry Teresa into this relationship. I can't carry what Nisha did. I can't carry what Latoya got going on into this. So if you're going to get in a relationship, heal first from whatever you've been through so you don't have to take the other person through it. Because even when you're leaving the relationship, because all I did was leave. I said enough is enough. And for 3 years went by. And that's the number one question everybody asks me. Why'd you wait 3 years if you were so horrible? Again, her life, from what I hear, her life fell apart. It just fell apart. Nothing went good for her. I don't know if she had a boyfriend in 3 years. I don't know. I was just told from people I know in Atlanta, her life fell apart. She ain't been happy. And now this is what she wanted to do. She heard, oh, he living good. He out here making money still. He out here doing great. I'm going to attack. It's the bitter effect. And it's not just women that do this. So don't think, ladies, that I'm attacking y'all. Because men do it too. Men do it too. You get with a girl, you give her the world, and then you leave because you go mess with the next chick, and now she the bee on the corner that you can't stand. And now all of a sudden she can't get child support because, oh, I ain't gonna pay child support. F that bee. No, you were there. You loved her at one point. You lay with her at one point. Take care of your kids. But so it's on both parts. All I'm saying is mental space is important. Date somebody in the same mental space as you. My mistake in life is dating people who are not. I grew up in a household with 2 parents. They loved each other every day. My parents did not fight. They did not argue. If they did, we ain't see it. My mama was the person who'd be like, did you talk to your dad? Go ask your daddy. And he give you the same answer she gave you. And he in another part of the house and he hadn't talked to her. He just know what she said. So for me, creating a healthy relationship with somebody, yeah, you should be on the up and up. Don't do what I did, because the one thing I didn't do to create a healthy relationship on my side is I didn't talk about the money. I kept money from her, from advice from people. It wasn't the best advice. Yeah, if we want to say I did something wrong, yeah, I did not tell my wife how much money I was making, worth, none of that. I didn't tell her. Because financially she wasn't where she needed to be. But that's not an excuse. I'm wrong for that. Period. I've apologized to her and everybody else. Any man, please, if that's your girlfriend, you don't owe her that. I'm just gonna say that as my personal belief. If that's your girlfriend, you don't owe her that. But the minute you say I do, yeah, your finances is her finances, and you need to tell her you don't need to keep money from her. I did that, and that was a mistake on my part. That's me. I can cop to my wrongdoing, and that's it. I should have told Teresa in the beginning what was going on, gave her a budget, and say, this is where we're gonna be at, and this is what we're gonna do, whoopie whoop, and do it from there. And the 2 gentlemen, they're my brothers that, they're not my brothers, but they told me that's where you're wrong. You should have just, to this day, they still say, that's where you effed up, right? Because you should have. But that's my advice to anybody. If it's your girlfriend, and it's just, you don't got to believe, like I say, you don't got to listen to me. If it's your girlfriend, you don't owe her that. If you're moving in with her, I still say you don't owe her that, in my opinion. But when you get married, yeah, you do. Every dollar you make is her business. Every dollar she makes is your business. And I made a mistake by not doing it. And that's wrong on my part. Not my proudest moment, not proud of it. And I don't have no problem admitting that. If you watch the Ressa Tessa stuff, if you ever hear it, she tells you she's the victim. She was victimized from the beginning. She didn't tell you how she used to jump up and get mad, cuss her mom out because they got a horrible relationship. She didn't tell you that her mom lied to her about what her dad is. I talked to her dad now. We're friends. As a matter of fact, when I got into a relationship again, I told him that our relationship as friends, we had to back away because I'm with somebody else. I'm not with your daughter anymore. But he's a good dude. Her mom, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I can say that, because I don't think her mom did what she needed to do, and they don't have a great relationship. Because when her mom used to come to visit, it wasn't good. Her aunt and her have a good relationship. Her cousin Maddie, I think they're good. Although I did watch her, go through some things. But again, her family, it's up and down. I just don't think that she was ready for what we were trying to do. The videos, am I mad about them? Yes and no. My girlfriend madder than me because it put her through something. For me, I thought it was funny at first until family members started getting attacked, till friends started getting attacked. People who know me were like, let me get up here and do a video and tell your side for you. Let me go up here and go. And I have held everybody back from saying something, because what's it going to solve? They're not. And my main thing I would say, they're not attacking you all, they're attacking me. And I do want to say to the young lady who put my face up there and you did all that, I understand that you did that for clout. You did that for likes. And I do know that Teresa put you up to that. She probably not going to tell y'all, but she did. Teresa put her up to that. Teresa said, I can't say his name, but you can.
That girl been doing
and
that.
And she called all this flack for it. And I feel bad for her, because I think that you did it for likes and, to make your money on TikTok. And I'm going to tell you, young lady, Teresa used you, because she did use you.
Don't Bring that girl into
all my friends, I apologize whoever had to deal with the foolishness.
Both of them are TikTok.
Because I know all y'all live y'all life kind of like I live mine. We all like to sit back and we ain't none of us trying to be famous. So for you who had to deal with it, I apologize to the gentleman's house they defaced and all that. I apologize again. I talked to him before, so we talked. The other gentleman, I apologize. The person I sold the house to down in Atlanta, I apologize for them swinging by your house. I think it's the right thing for you to do with the new alarm system and knowing what you did with the fence. I really do hope they stop doing that. I think they did because he went and did a few things for you people who sent Teresa money. Y'all cash apped her. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I can't do nothing for y'all. So I had a lot of people ask me, "Oh, I want money back." You gave it to her. Reach out to her, not me. TikTok, from what I understand, TikTok was like they gave her the money for the views. So she got paid off y'all clicking and watching. So you want to stop her from getting paid because y'all exposing her now? Just stop watching. Stop watching Ressa Tessa. That's the only thing I can tell you. Because other than that, you're gonna get paid every time you click and watch. And anyone who sent her personal gifts, I don't know what y'all gonna do. I can't. Don't reach out to me and say I want money back. You sent it to Ressa. Talk to her. To the exes before her, Latoya.
To your big ass.
Somebody gonna look at me and think I'm trying to be funny, but I'm not. But it sounds like to me you still need to get that help that you were trying to get back then. I don't think you got it. I know about her daughter and that situation. You need to get help. Not for your sake, for your children's sake. Nisha, I saw you do a video and I don't know what you're talking about. Like I walked away from you because you went it and we just agreed to disagree. And that was it. I left her and that was it. There was no drama between me and her.
Like that?
She liked to get.
His mouth was like that. How was they kissing him? Was they sticking chiclets in between the holes, bitch? Tic Tacs?
Loud, jump up in my face, and I left. Again, I'm a black man. I'm not probably swinging on women. That's not what I do. I'm like 6'6". I'm not going to be out here because when the cop pull up, they're going to look at me and be like, I got police officers in my family. And I'm not a violent person, never have been. And those are the exes that I guess are bitter. I got ex-girlfriends who reached out to me that was like, hey, I'm sorry you're going through that. Because every relationship I've ever been in, I can't say when it was done, whether they were done with me or done with them, we had a mutual parting of ways. It was never no violence, never no screaming, hollering or nothing. But these women are the women that I left because I said to myself, this don't work for me no more.
Until the other women come forward.
So I got nothing against them still. I don't care what they say or what America or the internet say. I don't got nothing against Teresa. I left. Tell the truth. Toya, get some help and take care of your kids. Like your son should not be homeless. Tayshawn, I feel bad for you, my guy. I don't know what you need to get your life together, but whatever it is, do it. Matter of fact, my best advice is call your dad. Call your dad. And because I know his dad still loved him to death. Tayshawn's dad is a really, really, really good dude. I'll go so far as say he's a better man than me because he's been through some things and that dude don't quit when it comes to being a dad. And I learned some stuff from his dad about being a father myself. So his dad is a really, really good dude. And I don't think Toya is a bad person. I just think that she needs to get some help. I don't think Teresa's a bad person. I think Teresa needs to get some help. I don't think that Nisha is a bad person. I think that she needs to get some help. Because Nisha's parents, they're good people. Her sister.
Well, why don't he need help?
Nobody that I'm talking about. Latoya's family, they're not bad people. They're good people. Nisha's family, good people. Teresa's family,
all these broken fucked
the ones that I've met,
they're
good people. I've gotten to sit down and talk to her dad. Good dude. Her mom, I can't say that I had a really good relationship with her, but I don't have anything bad to say about her either. I didn't get a chance to get to know her. And maybe that might be more on my part because I kind of didn't want to get to know her because she was in Kentucky, wherever. And when she came to visit, she kind of didn't talk to me.
Eyes squinching. So,
I would like for my family to be left alone. My brothers, leave them alone. That's all my family. Leave them alone. Stop trying to use my name to make me sound like some demon because I'm not. Anybody who knows me closely, they will tell you that dude that they talking about, that's a lie. That's not him. Stop calling me, reaching out to me, trying to jump on my Facebook page. Because I have not gotten a lot of hate. I've gotten a lot of girls like, ooh, I'll be your side chick. I'll be this, I'll be that. I'm not interested. I'm happy where I'm at. Honestly. If me and my girlfriend are working, I'm still happy where I'm at. My nieces, nephews, kids involved, I leave them alone. I'm asking you to. I don't care about this lie about a Tubi movie. I've actually spoken to representatives. Ain't no Tubi movie, ain't no Netflix movie, ain't no Tyler Perry movie. It's none of that.
They ain't contacting you anyway.
Leave people I love alone. My friends and my family, leave them alone. Period.
Yeah.
Just leave them alone. It's a lie. If you want to believe it, you go ahead and do that. But please leave the people I love and I trust alone. You want to keep coming at me after this? Go ahead. It's a lie. I'm not going to answer because I'll probably delete the Facebook page once I invite everybody over to the new page. They are my friends.
Is this mouth white?
The phone calls in the middle of the night. It'd be nice if they stop.
Why
they probably won't. It'd be nice if they stop.
Talking? I
did this interview today with you because you're a legitimate person. I turned down like 5 or 6 interviews with other people because they weren't going to do nothing but spin it anyway. I don't have anything against Teresa. If this is what you had to do to get money, that's sad.
If this is what you got to do to get money, you go, girl. You write your book, fiction, nonfiction. I don't give a damn. We all gonna buy it.
Toya, if you got to do this for money, that's sad. Same with anybody else. That's sad. Oh, the one lady who said that, there's one more thing. I'm sorry. There's a lady who's on TikTok. I don't know her name. She said that she made a comment that she said that I didn't, if I was a CEO, which I was never, she said that most men like me look for eye candy, and they went and attacked her, ripped her apart, and she had to do another part, and they still trying to go at her. Ma'am, I know you were trying to help, and I'm not mad at what you said, but I don't think I'm eye candy, and I date someone for their heart. Number one. Two, you said you guessed that she was lying. Okay, but you didn't help me by attacking Teresa. I know you thought you were, but you didn't help me by doing that. You want to help me? Y'all write her and get her some help. You want to help me? You got to help her. I don't need help. I'm fine. Not a narcissist. I'm wrong way more than I'm right. And I'm okay with that because my other half is right. And that's good enough for me.
I just don't know why his side boob is slipping from the wife beater that's up underneath. That has stressed me out for a long time. That side boob that's slipping out. Boo, your bra showing. Or the
people I didn't name, because we ain't gonna talk about my kid. We ain't gonna talk about none of that because that's not y'all business, and it's not gonna be the kids in my family are gonna have to deal with this. My niece that had to move from Atlanta. Y'all be careful about what y'all watch online and what y'all believe. At the end of the day, Legion, demon, narcissist, none of these things are who I am, and everybody know me no better. The people who don't like what I'm saying to you today, let that be your problem. Because while this was going on, I know some of y'all thought that my life was gonna be made hell, and that I wasn't gonna live my life. I've been out this house every day since that has gone on. And I've got nothing but love, respect. How you doing? Keep your head up.
But everybody else around you.
But if you want to continue to try to make money and demonize me, go ahead if you want to.
That just don't make sense.
I'm not the arguing type of person. I'm not going to be. At 45, I'm a grown man. My situation is good. I love my family. All of them. Even the ones that don't like me too much, I love them all because they're my family. I love my brothers to death.
That won't talk to you.
One of my brothers, obviously, we don't talk that, but I still love him to death. He had a big part of teaching me how to be a man, so I'll never hate him for it. My nieces and nephews love y'all, and I apologize if y'all had to go through anything because of me. Not necessarily was because of me, but it's my ex-wife, so I take blame for that. And to the ladies just running around saying whatever, not just Teresa or anybody else or Latoya, y'all get some help. Get some help, find you some happiness, and you won't have time to go out and make up crap or be on TikTok. I've obviously found that happiness, and I'm really, really good. Even with this situation, I'm still good. I will say this much for it. Because I don't want to forget this, and I said in the beginning I was going to say something about this. Young people.
He giving out advice.
18 to
y'all ain't going to be able to do it. Did the dude come back? Because I can't do the advice.
Her son, he should, like I said before, he should call his dad. Because his dad loved him to death, and he definitely can help. He should call his dad. And as far as Teresa's concerned, I feel bad for her. But this is what you have to do.
I don't.
Get some help. That's all I can really say. But I'm not going to stop living my life. I'm happy with who I'm with. I'm happy in my relationship, happy in my life. Honestly. This is nothing but like a little stopping point to have to deal with this. And after this, honestly, I'm probably not doing interviews talking to nobody because I don't need to. You don't believe me? I'm okay with that. You do believe me? I'm okay with that too. But this, like for me, she did all this after she found that I was involved with somebody. As long as she was heard through the grapevine or whoever she's talking to, some of the people in my family who I don't deal with too funny for whatever the reason, or I just haven't seen them. Once they found out I had a girlfriend, that's when this started. That's when these videos started. If I was miserable somewhere, sitting in a wheelchair still, not living life, she'd have been perfectly fine. There would be no Ressa Tessa, period.
So it's because you moved on?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, this was my girlfriend watched the videos, some of them, and looked at me and was like, well, I don't know who they talking about. Her sister, they actually looked me up. Like they did a background check and see what kind of person I was. They looked me up and they were like, okay. And they told me like straight up, like, no. And they think that's not who you are. So there it is. I'm always person I say all the time, and she get on to me. I say, I'm wrong probably 90% of the day. A narcissist ain't gonna tell you that they're wrong. I make mistakes all day, every day, and that's fine with me. My girlfriend,
that you was wrong.
Honestly, she's gonna kick me if she see this, but she's much smarter than me. So, and it's not like I'm saying I'm stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she has a way of looking at things that make a lot of stuff easier. I wouldn't be able to do this situation, this interview, talk to anybody, stand up for myself. I was going to leave it alone. I was going to let them say whatever they want to say. They don't know me. The people around me know me is one thing. But once you started attacking certain friends of mine, family members, they get inbox on Facebook, people's kids getting harassed, nieces and all this, nephew dealing with people at college and all this. So for me, then that was the thing. And then I saw these women with a Cash App when the girl told the story about sending her Teresa this money, and then she found out later it was BS. She blocked her because she had spoken to her. She blocked this girl on everything, and this girl's out $3,000. And when I spoke to her, like I said, she didn't ask for the money back to be paid back. She just asked something at this point because I seen a lot of it. I just didn't say anything. She said you should say something at this point because I'm not the only person that cashed at her.
So the girl reached out to you saying, "Hey, I cashed out her $3,000," but what made her come up with the conclusion that she made a mistake?
Like she saw a post where the lady posted the video about it was her story. And then she went and read the woman's story and watched her videos. And she realized it's the same story the lady was telling. And she reached out to this lady and the lady told her, yes, it's fraud. And then she reached out to me because they had put my face out there. And there were so many messages. And I guess by chance, I sent her a message back like, hey, I don't know what's going on. This ain't me. And then she told me I sent her $3,000. And I immediately called her and we had a 2-hour conversation and she was upset. And when she said she watched the videos and then talking to me, she said, I don't think you're the person that they're talking about. And I said, well, they're using my face. And she's saying that's me. And she made a bunch of stories. That's not me. I felt so bad.
But you confirmed so many of the stories. You confirmed them by qualifying them, by saying it wasn't true, but it was this. You confirmed Ressa Tessa's story. You confirmed Ressa Tessa's story.
For that young lady that I wasn't going to send her $3,000. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'll send her $3,000, but I did send her $1,000.
The curtains, the picture frame, the chair, the necklace, the shirt, your teeth would say that is a lie. Now, I ain't saying it's a lie. I'm saying everything around you. The keys hanging off the door. The door looking like it's built in a...
Because she got defrauded. She had kids. And I can't help everybody. So that's why my girlfriend was like, well, you can't go out here and start paying money back that they didn't give Teresa. Best thing for you to do now is say something about it. So at least that she don't get to defraud these women. If everybody want to believe I'm a demon or I'm Legion or whatever, I don't really care. That's fine with me. Stop sending her money because she lied to you. You don't have to believe me, but don't send her money. Because people go online and tell the story, but they don't ask you for money. You see what I'm saying? Like somebody's been done wrong and I ask you for money.
Ressa Tessa never asked for one dime. Not that I can remember. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section. Did Ressa Tessa ask for money or did people just give? She didn't come out there asking for money.
Tina Turner got beat up by Ike Turner. She didn't ask the fans to give her some money, did she?
Yeah, she did.
I mean, and the list goes on and on. I mean, if Joe Jackson beat the Jacksons didn't call you and say, hey, I know you listen to my records, but can you send me some money? Because Joe...
They got paid off their story. Tina Turner got paid off her story. Are you fucking kidding me? He's so ignorant.
Beat me. So I'm saying like, that is where, for me, I said, okay, if you don't pay attention, that's where you can see the fraud. If she was just telling a story, she would just told the story and that's it.
She did.
She's making money off of this. And that was her goal. I'm going to destroy him because he good. And I'm going to make some money off of this because that's what she about.
Gotcha.
Hater.
So taking money from all those women and all those women who sent her money, I feel bad because you got defrauded and that's wrong. Anybody who's told the story didn't come in here and say, money. And like I said, I didn't know about the cash app until the young lady told me. And when I saw, that's what made me start watching the videos. I didn't care other lies, but I started watching and seeing the cash app pop up and I was like, oh my God. And then
you was watching. If what you are saying is true, my dear, you was watching these very early on. Stop lying. Who believed him? Oh my God.
And a lawyer buddy of mine said they're sending her money.
So,
and that was the part for me I felt bad because I said again, these women, they're getting taken for a ride. And it's easy for America to believe a black man. We get players, we dogs. You got the Stevie J.
She ain't got nothing to do with the black man.
Of the world and whoever else you want to add in there to do stuff like this. So again, it wasn't hard for everybody to believe. But like I said, my main reason, like I originally told you, leave my family alone. And for the people who sent her money, I feel bad.
Simply Wavy, thank you so much for reaching out to me. Thank you so much for allowing me to use your video to talk about this. I'm tired mentally emotionally, physically, like spiritually. Like I feel dirty. We have sat here and listened to this mother tell these lies. In my opinion. It's so much so much was said. It's hard to digest it all. But I don't believe nothing he said because you got to take accountability for something. The only thing that he half-heartedly took responsibility for was lying about bank accounts and not telling her where all the money was. But I'm looking at you, boo, and you just not set up. You're not set up to be that guy. Even to the extent that somebody was using his driver's license. So he would defraud the police system, the justice system, and you would go and say that online. I'm tired. Y'all tell me what y'all think about. Like, I loved y'all one-word descriptions of him. But I swear to God, I'm tired. I will be back. We'll come back together and we will talk about anything else that comes up. Again, I really want us to thank Simply Wavy. Thank you so much for allowing me and my audience to consume this, to react to this. Yeah. I'm going to go over here, give me a nice little drink, wash myself because I feel dirty. And then I'm going to bed. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much to my girl Tanya for the $19.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Tanya. I appreciate you knowing the work that went into this, okay? I love you all so much. Until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Gotta go. Gotta go.